about what items you were going to get. I think you did
I'll
like...
be paying him a visit today, by the way.
I haven't got anything prepared for you, though. You should have given me some heads up on that.
I told
Well,
you! I said
that's fine.
I said it at the end of last session.
That's fine, because the way he works is kind of like he gets back to you anyway, so it's like, yeah, it works for me. You spoke to the Kublin dude who kind of was like, yo, he did some like tourism board shit. It was like, yo, come visit Kubla, fight some people, meet the king or the emperor. No, it's the king, isn't it? Kubla, I think. You talked to the elves who kind of like laid things out a little bit. Was the encounter with the eyeball thing? Was that last session?
Yeah.
Cool. So that happened. And then it was a bunch of Grand Royale shit. Basically, the leading all the way up to the finals, where money was made and lost on betting.
Neela managed to talk the whole party into coming to Harvin on the mission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, you went out for drinks and stuff, and everyone's kind of been talked into it. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot to clear this with you, Asma. Can I bring Leo as an NPC?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. That makes more sense than him staying behind for no reason.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I can't have you playing two characters.
I was actually expecting him to maybe like be a scout or something like that. I don't know, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a bodyguard or something.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. Okay, cool. I can write that in.
Yeah.
Cool. And that way, at the very least, you have like, if something does happen to us, like, oh, that's so good timing. Holy shit.
What good timing.
Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave.
We literally were like, okay, we're gonna wait 40 minutes for Dave, and if he's not here, 40 minutes, we'll start.
Minutes.
And I literally have just finished the recap, so you literally haven't missed anything.
So I'm perfect. That's why.
You're always late.
Not even gonna lie, I completely forgot that we were on tonight.
How long have you been home then, or have you just got in?
I just got in.
Okay, well in that case, it's not like, yeah.
Oh, and I get to sort out my new phone.
What did you get?
Samsung S8.
S8. Boo. S9, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh shit! No, I literally just got an S8 as well, dude. What color did you go for?
Midnight black.
Boring.
Got the same color.
You got
It's-
shocking thing.
No, I got rose pink actually.
Ooh.
It's actually really nice.
Faggot.
You're getting binged for that one.
Gonna take away my little rings now. aren't
No, your golden
Yeah.
scarab. It's
you?
gone. now.
No.
Yeah.
No. Anything with that.
Okay, so recap. Yeah, recap's done. That's it, isn't it? So we can get started.
I see.
So, by the way, like, I kind of kicked myself after last session because I'd basically just been completely improving all of the fights, just because I could not be fucked to write down that much shit. And I ended up making the semi-final of Otabek really fucking lame, and like I should have made him cooler. So I thought about maybe redoing it and like retconning it and making it a little closer, making him cooler, giving him some more shit. But fuck it.
Yeah, that's fine.
He still had a cool fight against the dragon. So
Yeah, he did.
oh, she. Sorry, that's a she. No, it's Leomund.
Yeah. No.
You can take my NPC,
Yeah,
but
no.
can't rename him.
Leomir Aerodactyl.
There we go.
Close enough, yeah.
There's only the two fucking nerds left at that one.
Why the fuck are they giving me this USB connector and micro USB connector?
Oh, because it's awesome. And it's free stuff.
Because fuck you, that's why.
No, it's for if you want to transfer from another phone.
Did I give you guys the odds? I want to say I think I
You
did.
did, but
I
they
think
were
you did
fucking
actually.
weird.
Let me scroll up.
Yeah, they were really weird.
Were they? I actually tried looking up what the odds for the France-Croatia game were because it's pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
is this for the final?
Croatia aren't that
Yeah.
good.
Oh, you haven't given us for the finals. You haven't given us the odds for that.
Okay.
Have you not?
Who's in the final? Royce versus
Uh,
Cien!
See it. Oh shit! I want see it to win. She's a beast.
Same.
Beast.
I need to figure out the odds.
She's
Well,
fighting
the-
Royce, dude. She's not gonna win.
Yeah, Royce is kind of like, like has his 3 times winner, right?
Yeah, but she's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
I killed her, but
Nobody fucking expected we would win, and we did, so...
Yeah, no, I'm
Always
still
root for the
putting money on
underdog.
her because I hope she wins. But
Okay, help me out.
she must have figured out a
Does that look
tactic,
okay?
right?
So
I
if you put
Okay, so my friend really likes betting and stuff like that. If I asked him to, if I filled him in on the Bachelor, he could probably give us proper odds.
just ask him what the odds
fucking
were
Taylor.
for Croatia to beat France.
Okay, I'll mess him now.
Holy shit, he's really asking really loudly.
Because I was thinking about it. I was actually thinking about it. And I was like, I think that's probably about the same. Like France is pretty heavily favorited, but Croatia are scrappy, and people at
Croatia
this
are not
point,
scrappy. You're crazy.
they got to the finals playing every game on extra time. That is the definition of scrappy.
I agree.
By scrappy, do you mean are you thinking like
Scrappy.
fighting?
When
and
you say
dirty?
scrappy, I mean dirty. Yeah. that's
Sorry,
what
no.
I
By
mean.
scrappy, I mean like scrappy do. Like fucking, they stick in there and they fucking what I mean.
Yes.
Nature.
Yes. Definitely. 100%. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
Brian,
Brian,
never
do you know
heard
what
that
the odds were for
definition
the
of
France-Croatia game?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this now?
Croatia were 4-1 to win.
And what were France's odds? Okay, so you can help us here because basically we've got a fight coming up and we're going to be putting bets on it. So it's basically the equivalent of France versus Croatia. So what odds would you give France to win, aka Royce?
Oh, for Sunday.
Nice.
Okay, what type of fight is it?
It's the Grand Melee. It's like loads of magic. It's not a football game. It's
Yeah,
not.
okay, yeah. How bad's the underdog?
Well, the underdog is actually a pretty accomplished rogue, so she's pretty good.
And how many fights did she fought?
Okay, how many fights did Cien fight?
I mean, pretty much the same. It's like a tournament kind of thing.
It's like World Cup
it's a
knockout rounds, basically. They're both in the final.
Sounds they've gone quite far. And how about the other guy?
Royce, he's like pretty much the most famous
three-time
person. He's the three-time champion.
Then you put him with something like you'd have her then. You put it out to about 7-1, maybe 10-1, something like that.
Yeah.
Nah, because she got to the final. Yeah, you put it about 4, 5, 6-1. He used to do 4-11, maybe.
Okay, 4-11 for Royce, and what would you say? 4-1 for
4-1, I
Cien?
think.
6-1, maybe.
6-1. Okay, we'll meet in the middle. 5-1.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right, thanks,
Yay! Someone who knows odds. That's awesome.
Brian. Any gambling stuff in the future, I'll hook you up with Brian.
Brian's a fucking man.
So how does that work?
So
no,
if you pay one
so
in
far-
for Cien, you get 5 out.
So far, Brian's won like 150 quid on Wimbledon, so he's not doing too bad. Right, I do have an odds calculator. Well, we did have an odds calculator.
We did. It's in the chat somewhere.
4-11 is actually not bad for Royce. Like if you put a lot in, you can get a decent amount out.
Yeah, it was kind of like that bet I had on him, where like I bet like all 20 grand that I had on him and won like 2 grand back or something like that.
Yeah. Although I think you'd get more than 2 grand back for this.
So 5-1 odds. And you.
I think you'd get like almost half of your money back. So if you put in like 10k, you'd get 5k.
If I add that to the calculator, I'm getting 50,000 back.
Dad?
So I think it's 1 to 5.
When you're doing it.
I don't know.
When's dinner, Dad?
Father!
Father dearest.
Shut it.
Papa, when are you making the tater tots?
Nice one, Dad.
I don't know why that. I don't know why that's the thing that came to mind. Oh, come on, Dad, you're taking piss now.
You getting back?
You what, mate?
Literally just rocked up.
Literally just rocked up.
Literally just rocked up. Oh, he's going to pub for a pint at bitter.
Shut up. It's my Northern coming out. It's my Northern coming out.
Hello, son. How's your father? Fuck off. I don't know me father.
Is it 1 to 5?
She's not
group?
black, jeez.
No, I was doing a Cockney impression. What? I've never heard a black person talk like that before.
No.
Hello, son.
the
How's
father.
how's your father?
Isn't that Stormzy? Isn't that what Stormzy sounds like?
No.
That Stormzy's a bit like Stormzy's a bit like that, innit, blood? From
I
deep
know, I was
South.
joking.
He's kind of like.
I assume he's some kind of grime artist.
You don't know who Stormzy
Oh my
is.
god.
What
okay.
is this?
Shut
All right.
up.
You're
It doesn't
talking to a
matter.
guy who listens to like mostly stuff from Japan and then post rock. If it's got vocals in it, if it ain't Japanese, I don't. Well, it's not that I don't listen to it, but it's very rare that I listen to
The
it.
funniest thing about Stormzy is they put a photo. I think it was the sun.
Oh no, it was
Got
so
a photo
bad.
of. We're getting a photo of Lukaku, but they put Stormzy by accident.
Do you know what? I can see the resemblance.
That shit is funny.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like
Oh, I've seen.
it
that
wasn't
video
out of
before.
nowhere. It wasn't out of nowhere. They do look similar, but
They
like
do. They do.
Yeah,
look
they
pretty
do. You definitely could mistake them for.
that is
Luke,
like
The only
yeah.
thing is, Lukaku
Yeah, can we
doesn't
stop
have.
about this shit?
Should we
Lukaku
play
doesn't.
D&D?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Lukaku doesn't have a silver tooth.
Because we've had like an hour of talking. Can we play D&D?
We can go an hour late if everyone's okay with it.
I can maybe go like 20, like, because I've got my sleeping pattern in order, and I've got a job interview coming up this week, and I don't want to fuck it up.
Okay,
Well then
no
let's
worries.
play.
Let's play then.
Yeah,
Let's play.
fuck.
Okay.
No, let's talk about Lukaku some more.
He did win Golden Boot, lul.
Make your bets.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
so
sure,
put
pretty
your
sure I
bets
don't
in.
have money to make bets.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
fine.
lost everything, right?
I'm pretty much back to where I started.
Fuck, I earned so much money.
Okay.
I'm about
earned, like,
100.
8K.
I'm about 60 gold up.
Or 9.
I gave you 1,000.
Yeah, I lost
You lost
1,000.
it all?
Blew
Let's
it.
see, what did I end up with?
I'm not placing a bet.
Hmm.
At 30 grand's a lot of money, and I'm very tempted to bet a stupid amount of money on this.
Do it.
I don't understand like
Where's the odds
how it
calculator?
works. Yeah, I
Somebody
don't
post the
understand.
odds calculator. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You did, yeah.
but it doesn't really make sense. The one is 50,000, the other one is only
Okay, what's
2,000.
the Royce odds?
4 to
11
11,
to 4.
wasn't it?
4 to 11, yeah.
4 to 11.
Yeah, type it in, roll 20. That's it.
Hmm.
So if I bet 15 grand on Royce, that returns 20 grand.
No, what really?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same. Like if I do 5 to 1, if I do 10,000, you get like 50,000 back.
That's how it
Just like-
works.
5 to 1 is Cian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Cian, not
Yeah.
Royce.
I'm gonna put 50.
You
Can I-
you would win more betting on Cian if
Yeah.
she won.
Yeah.
A
I,
lot
So
more.
I
I'll.
like Cian. I'm gonna put 50 gold bet on Cian.
50.
You know what? You know what? Cheeky 5 grand bet on Cian, actually.
I'm
Just a
gonna
cheeky
go.
one. I mean, like, 25 grand should still be able to buy me something.
This is
Very
how
nice.
she takes care of our money. she just wipes us with this.
2000
Is,
all
all the bets in?
Yeah, I removed it from.
At least one of us isn't stupid.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
the 2 grand on Royce isn't gonna
Yeah.
give too much back. It'll give like 600, 500 gold back, right?
Yeah, no, trust
I mean,
in
it's
my
still nice, but
I really think like Cian would have really tried to figure out like it's the 3rd time this would be the 4th time if he wins the 4th time she should have figured something out to beat him, right?
she
You're giving me
has been a
false hope
smart
here,
cookie
Frank.
so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's kind of like at this point, fights have been happening all day. Both of these guys have gone off like an hour to rest, recuperate, psych up. Especially after Cian had a pretty close fight against Haven. Certainly the closest fight either of these two had had. Although the bard did get some licks in on
Because
Cian
bards
as
are
well.
awesome.
Oh, do we not
I
get the
I
third?
actually do want to try and write up a build for that bard, not just like a concept. You know what I mean?
It's an awesome.
It's
Like,
it's.
the
I think
concept
it's.
is awesome.
I do think it is really cool. There is a sword bard build, but it's like I'd have to tweak it a lot to get that kind of idea going. Anyway, yeah. So it's probably about 8 p.m. at this point. Like really, like stadium lighting's going up a little bit. It's very much like the final, like the headline thing. Like the stadium's absolutely packed at this point. Bucky's have been going around all hour. You guys are like pretty much at this point you've eaten nothing but stadium food all fucking day.
So you're sick tomorrow.
Yeah, just like how many fucking hot dogs can a dragonborn eat? Let's find out.
So many.
Probably, yeah.
I haven't stopped.
Yours is from like
Thank goodness I ate before I came out.
Yeah, and the commentators, just kind of like going through the history and everything.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
It's actually oh fuck, I came up with the names. I think it's a gnome and a dwarf. God damn, where are the names? If I can't find them quickly, I'll give up.
Jerry the King Law and J.R. Jim Ross.
Here we go. They'll be here.
Oh, I thought it was Jeff and Smith.
Hodderfield and Terrence.
Hodderfield and Terrence.
Yeah. So the dwarf is the kind of like the halfling is the play-by-play, and the dwarf is like the analysis. I don't know.
I'm getting hype.
Hey man, that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And they've just, I mean, they're there for kind of just background, really. I'm not gonna write too much for them, but yeah. So they're kind of like hyping everyone up, and eventually it's the time. You see both Cian and Royce making their way out of the dugout area into the arena. The arena has been kind of basically that. I mean, on and off, they've been kind of fucking with the arena a little. Nothing too drastic, just little bits of cover here and there. But for this match, it's just completely blank. It's just a fucking ring,
That goes in favor of Royce.
The barrier goes up. That's Podrick's job. He is maintaining the barrier.
Are the people out at the moment?
The two fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just like coming out of the dugouts now.
Quickly
waving.
before the barrier goes up, can I give it inspiration to Cian?
Literally, how the fuck would she hit anything over the
I
crowd?
don't know.
It's not gonna work.
Okay. Wait, can I use? Where is it? Fuck. Minor illusion? No.
No magic.
Oh fuck. Oh, I wanted to give it. No, anyway, go on. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Smolin can.
I could try doing haste on her.
No, it's magic.
Oh no, I know. Well, no, using the thing, but I don't want to cheat.
To rig the thing and it come back later and fuck us
It's a
up.
pretty big organization here.
Yeah.
That would be really stepping on the wrong side of the law.
Well, I don't have
So-
haste anyway. So.
We don't have the connections to get out of trouble like she did.
Yeah.
Well, technically
do
we do
more
because we know her.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
help
think
her
it would
win,
be bad.
that's a slime mill for getting your mates out of trouble. And you do notice at this point, Royce and Cian are both like. So Royce has been wearing pretty kind of relatively modest
Adventure wear gear.
he was wearing a
Adventure wear.
coat. He was wearing like a leather, like fur-lined coat. Yeah, but at this point he is actually wearing like just like a full fucking really cool looking outfit. He's got like more kind of ceremonial armor on. Definitely, he was previously fighting a very like functional medium armor, and now he's in like the he's basically put on his real shit. And Cian is also got like a full fucking cape and all of this shit, like looking pretty good. Yeah, they're like dressed up a little bit for the final event, and the Valiants both wanting to look their best. And they do like a little lap around the thing. It's obviously been like they've been told like the proceedings. Do a little lap around the outside, waving to everyone as they go. And the commentators are just like keeping the whole hype circuit going. And after all of the pomp and circumstance, they meet in the middle of the ring, shake hands, exchange some words, and then go over to their starting positions, waiting for their cannon.
ruin your day, Royce.
So the commentators at this point, or maybe not at this point, probably a little bit back, drop the fact that like for this match, because it's like, you know, not only the finals but like people who know each other, they've actually hooked up sound, so you like as they're fighting, you'll be able to hear what they're saying as well.
Did we hear what they were saying when they met in the middle?
No. They were allowed to exchange their words there, but it's kind of like a rugby match where the refs mic'd up.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's the best shit.
That
yeah.
lasted all of a week in the Premier League because everyone kept swearing at the ref. Oi, ref, what are you doing? You
That
can't.
does not happen in rugby. You get sent off.
Yeah,
there.
you can get straight up fucking carded for heckling the ref in rugby.
Only the captain's allowed to speak to the ref.
Yeah, it's that little football
The
as well,
ref
but it
will
never
tell you
happens.
to fuck off.
Yeah, I do like that. I love the fucking discipline of that sport.
Yeah.
Right, D&D.
Yeah. Let's not talk about sports.
Fuck sports.
Anyway,
Let's talk
onto the
about
MMA.
imaginary fantasy sports.
Yeah,
Let's
give me more
go.
shit.
Yeah, it's fantasy MMA. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's kind of like the audience now is kind of like settling down a little bit. Like the roar is kind of going down to a low murmur as everyone in the stadium and both fighters are waiting for the cannon to start. And boom, it goes, and these two just like they are kind of you kind of get the idea, and this is something the commentators were bringing up. These two are probably the only people who can match each other's speed.
He must be faster.
Faster. Yeah, so that's kind of like the I mean, you guys know like Cian's style, right? The blinking. They like the all of the fucking speculation leading up to the fight is like if anybody can overwhelm that, it's Royce.
Chance, no way. only a bard can do that.
So they start off just going straight at it, trading blows. You know, it's a lot of blocking, a lot of very dex-based fighting back and forth here, blocking and dodging. Royce is kind of, as Cian is like basically stutter stepping around, Royce is just barraging javelins. His arms are just a blur pretty much. At first, all Cian is doing really is just dodging and blinking out of the javelins, trying to let go of some daggers as she's going. It's really hard to follow their movements with your eyes. Most of you can just about keep up. I think Asmodean might be struggling with this one.
I'm looking around, seeing if I see any people, farmers that I know.
Are you really not watching the final?
I think Asmodean would still.
If anything's gonna distract you.
He's not fully dedicated to it. He's interested in the fight.
Yeah. So Cian is now starting to weave in several thrown daggers, and like after the first confrontation, they're kind of actually falling back into this kind of lockstep projectile fight now. Javelins and daggers just flying everywhere. The javelins are not striking the target. She's blinking out of most of them or dodging them. Some of the knives are getting nicks in, but nothing like of any consequence. If a dagger's going dangerously close, he'll block it or dodge it. But he will just straight up, like, if it's gonna like cut him a little bit on the arm, he'll just take that. He doesn't bother. During the barrage, Roy sees an opportunity and puts a javelin right into Cian's blink spot, which hits her right in the calf. At the same time, 2 glass daggers embed themselves into Royce's outstretched hand. These glass daggers must have been weaved in with the others, so they wouldn't have been as visible. Like, this is the first time now that the fight actually starts to calm down as both of them reel from the damage they just took, and the audience just erupts. Like, you realize, like, up until that point, everyone had just been like holding their breath watching this like opening salvo, and the commentators are just going ballistic. You see Cian puts a hand on the javelin and blinks back 5 feet, leaving it behind, and Royce pulls the daggers from his arm. But as he's pulling them out, he winces as both of them actually like shatter and leave behind. You can see like sparkling shards that have been left behind in the wound.
That's nasty.
Yeah, pretty cheap weapons. After a very brief moment of just composing themselves, they just get straight back to it. Cian is now starting to glow with that white electrical energy. And Royce, as soon as he sees her do that, takes a new stance and pulls out the blue spear. And the commentators just, there it is! Yeah, and this blue spear's like crackling with blue lightning.
Murderer.
They're back at it. Cian is going faster and faster, but Royce is keeping up. Daggers continue to fly at Royce, who blocks all but the occasional stray dagger, none of which seem to be doing any lasting damage. He rushes at Cian with blinding speed, unleashing a flurry of spear attacks. For any of you trying to keep up, you would have to guess almost as many as 10 attacks per turn. To put it into a gameplay perspective for you guys. Yeah. Cian manages to evade, but he keeps chasing her down. No matter how much she blinks or dodges, he's on her within a fraction of a second. They're whirling around the arena at speeds like you pretty much only ever saw Syra get anything near to. Seemingly seeing an opening, Royce pulls out the invisible barrage technique. And I think he did it twice before in the tournament so far. It's not something he does every fight. But basically what happens is he just does this small motion, which is pretty easy to miss unless you're really paying attention. He does this small motion, and all of a sudden, Cian goes flying backwards with 6 javelins sticking out of her. He didn't throw them, they didn't travel through the air. It's literally just a case of like they almost like teleported into her. She goes flying backwards, hitting the sand and rolling, leaving a trail of blood. At the same moment, another Cian appears in Royce's blind spot and lands a devastating kidney blow, causing Royce to howl in pain. And you notice that the impaled Cian in front of Royce starts to slowly turn into sand.
Not even a tree trunk?
No, not quite. Although I am really just ripping off as many anime as I can right now. The commentator's like, oh, I've never seen that technique before. Some kind of sand decoy. She baited out one of Royce's most dangerous techniques and used it as an opening to inflict some serious damage. And the halfling is like, that's right, Terrence, that's right. Cian now backs up towards the edge of the arena to avoid any counterattack. And you all notice that a new piece of jewelry that she'd been wearing with 2 orange glowing gems on it, one of which has now stopped glowing and has gone inert. Very much like the necklace she was wearing against you guys.
So she's not wearing the necklace anymore?
No, she hasn't worn that necklace once. She's got, let's put it this way, she's got a magical item wardrobe. She brings what she needs to bring.
That necklace is insane.
That necklace was stupidly overpowered, and it's no players are ever going to get their hands on that one. I don't know, maybe when you get to like...
Actually, to be fair, it wouldn't be very good against Royce.
No, it really wouldn't. Royce is like seems to be somewhat shrugging off the gut blow as best he can. He kind of takes a moment to like compose himself a little. You can't tell. And yeah, sorry. After he composes himself, you just go straight back to it.
Hello? Did I lose connection? Hello? Am I disconnected? Alright, well that's really unfortunate right now. Hang on. See me loading, they waiting. I mean, I have internet. Yeah, other sides are loading. Who put that on? Oh my god. I'll let it play. Hello? I can't hear anyone on here. Give me a second.
Just lock this channel, I guess. Edit channel.
Hello?
And
Hello.
Roll20 is down as well.
Well, we don't need Roll20 at the very least right now for this. All I need is my Google Doc.
I can't fucking hear.
Before Google goes down as well.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I think Mithrix was bang on the money. I think this could be an attack on Amazon.
Wait, Amazon owns Discord and Roll20?
Well, Amazon
No, but
owns
Amazon has a
yeah.
lot of web services.
Yeah.
AWS, right?
Like their data centers are running a lot of the internet.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Like-
today was the Amazon day, like the day that everyone was gonna like all the Amazon strikes and the Amazon boycotts. That was all today. So
Yeah.
if there was a time to get like fucking hit Amazon with a shit ton of DDoS attacks, it would 100% be today.
Why is everyone boycotting Amazon? What have they done now?
Well, it's because it's Amazon Prime Day, and Amazon have just been like so scummy for ages. It's just a boycott. Amazon is
Alison's
one of the
trended on
least
Twitter.
ethical.
Has Liverpool signed them?
Who? Hazard?
No, Alison. Oh,
Alisson.
Liverpool have just made a bid for him. Ooh!
Hmm.
I'm excited!
Allison, who the fuck is that?
Brazilian goalkeeper. Plays for Roma.
Yeah.
Location for less happy peeps.
Bang on.
Can't post memes in this thing. This is fucking terrible.
I know TeamSpeak it is actually archaic.
It's so old, but it's so faithful.
It is kind of like that's the thing, right? It's like when you're raiding, Discord will go down sometimes. Like if you're using Discord like 3 times a week,
Especially if you're using this TS, it will pretty much never go down.
yeah, because like Tora hosts it.
Tora hosts it.
Yeah.
Well, Tora pays for the hosting because he's not hosting it at home at least.
You know, I thought he would be at this point.
Yeah, I thought it makes sense.
No, still using the host.
Roll20 have just tweeted out saying we're experiencing some Firebase instability.
Yeah.
You might be experiencing some slowdowns on the site. Stay tuned. What is
fire?
Firebase?
Firebase?
Everything
They
is on
having a fire?
They're having a barbecue
think-
and they didn't invite us.
I think someone's actually hacking and everything and just using their cups now. Let's see. What did I need to define again? Team.
Right, I'm gonna message DM.
What?
Yeah, we're not everyone, are we? Oh.
No, we're not.
Hatsu
get-
and Jared.
Hatsu.
Yeah.
Hatsu, I think she said it was a 20-minute download.
Oh
20-minute
Minute,
download?
what?
Where the hell does she live?
It's like
American.
5 megabytes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying. Actually, TeamSpeak server. The download from the TeamSpeak servers are really bad right now. Oh, this one is a little bit better. Yeah, this one is better. Let's see. I can maybe upload it to a different web server and see if. But I don't know what our speed is, but because it's only 74.4 MB, not that big. But I agree, it's still pretty decently lengthy.
Twitter's really laggy right now.
Yeah, so many
Everything-
people have
dude,
just
I-
gone to it and like, what the fuck?
I went to a website like here you guys. If you
It's
guys
just
go
Hatsu
to-
and Jared, right? We're missing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I've got them both on Twitter.
If you guys go to that website, like pictures aren't loading on that website, and it's one of the biggest like Dutch news websites. Like,
Oh,
Oh, what is happening?
that's probably been hit.
the internet is being killed. It's being.
What, has
stabbed.
Twitter gone down?
No,
No,
Twitter's
no,
not.
it's just being slow, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Twitter went down, that's when I'd start panicking. I'd say, oh no.
Same.
Hmm.
What did North Korea do this time?
Why is Mushroom Cloud trending on Twitter? That's interesting.
Why not?
Every
Hashtag
going to
clock.
hell.
What's it called again? The clock that's the atomic clock or something like that. If World War III starts or something like that. What's it called again?
Doomsday Clock?
Doomsday. No, is it the Doomsday clock?
I don't know. I've heard that.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a Doomsday clock. Yeah, it's like always like 3 hours before like.
Wait, oh,
Oh my
I'm
god,
back in
there's a new
Discord.
judge on X Factor.
Yeah, Discord has started for me as well, but it's not actually loading any.
No,
Oh,
my
It tried.
Discord's
It
not.
tried running an update.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm in the Discord channel now. Or in the Discord channel.
I clicked
I
on
was in it
There you
before,
go.
and I dropped the tactical boost.
Hello.
Mine is checking for updates.
Hello.
Hey.
Mine is update
Hey.
failed.
Connecting.
Let's go down.
Elevator
Discord
music,
me.
please. We need elevator music, actually.
I mean, this is where
I
I'm
think
going,
at
for
this
sure.
point we should try and get everyone on TeamSpeak. Whatever happening seems sustained.
Oh
Yeah, I'm
no,
trying
that is a
to get
crossover
easy.
from hell. Juggalo fairies? Ugh.
Yeah, just in case it goes
the
down again, I think
fuck?
we're moving to TeamSpeak.
I'm trying to get TeamSpeak to Kieran, but I need an FTP, and I don't know if I've followed it uninstalled.
It's Google.
Yeah, no, I have a link,
Yeah.
downlink from there, so I'm just gonna upload it to a private server so you can download from there.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So it's a full server then.
Yeah, the connection is like
I
dropping
think so, yeah.
at times to like red for me.
You ever wonder, like, What if we're like living through the fucking Mr. Robot attack?
I haven't seen Mr. Robot, so shh.
I haven't
No
watched
idea what that is.
Mr. Robot in a while.
Mr. Robot is
Oh,
actually
what?
really good.
It
Yeah,
is
need to watch
really
it.
good.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it was. Like I always like watch that and then I
It's,
stop watching it 'cause it's stupid. Yeah, weird.
It's on Amazon.
I have a Amazon Prime.
If
We
it wants
rename
to
it
put it
to rename yes.exe.
Put it on Plex.
Some kid was asked a question on the test, named one popular queen, and he said Freddie Mercury.
He is.
One popular queen.
Oh, absolutely.
What constitutes a popular queen?
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie. But actually, yeah, I shouldn't laugh at it. Really, that is actually a correct answer.
Freddie Mercury is the most correct answer because every member of royalty is controversial to some degree, except for Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I want to take advantage of this and go for a smoke. Can't imagine I'll be longer than 5 minutes.
You, yeah.
No worries.
Yeah,
I can't
grab
imagine
some
we're all
food.
up and ready
I'll be
to go
back
in 5
I'll be
minutes.
back in a moment. Just go now.
If I'm
We
back
might
in
as well-
5 minutes, like Hatsu might be 2 minutes into
I don't know.
downloading
I
the
just
thing.
sent her the message. I
What?
don't know if she's actually
Right.
received it. There.
So Jared, you getting on TeamSpeak?
I mean, maybe they can't connect. I don't know.
Sorry, what?
The other four, did you say?
I don't think they're trying to connect to Discord. I think Hatsu's downloading it. We're only missing you and Hatsu on TeamSpeak. And I think WatchTogether just went down. No, it's good. Wait, what? Dave's phone's already broken?
Oh, what's the channel password?
Warlord. With a capital W. Should still be in the... Oh yeah, Discord's acting up again. No, it's not sending messages either.
Wait, are you still on Discord, Monk?
No, it disconnected again.
Mm.
Which is
Yeah.
why we're doing TeamSpeak. It won't let me actually
trying to-
disconnect. I'm just keep doing trudum, trudum.
Yeah.
Might have to just close it.
Is
Yeah,
this?
it is.
It's
It is
kind of.
Google.
It's kind of Dino.
Mhm.
Is that
Canadinos.
Dusty?
Jared.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll move it to
User
us.
was moved to your channel.
Yo, hello, Derek.
Oh, thanks.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
there we go.
I don't know if this channel actually has a password. I think it's just random numbers and letters. The
Uh,
people with admin just drag people in and out.
Yeah. Oh. Let me just
Guess I'm gonna get something to eat real quick.
Might as well. We might as well take the break now.
What a mess of a night.
I think Kieran's is now getting this set up pretty fast. So I'm going to...
Microphone muted.
I love how our TeamSpeak password is still Warlords 2 expansions ago.
Yeah. But we have to remember that expansion.
It was fucking bad.
Hey, Hatsu says she's installing the TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
No, at the very least, this TeamSpeak won't go down.
No, it's not running on those servers. I'm just gonna put that there.
Nice. Let me get my light sticker.
What is it? Oh, watch together.
Yeah.
What is it?
Baby metal. Give me
Microphone
chocolate.
activated.
That's like the worst song.
I know.
Yeah, though.
Right.
It's the worst song, but it's probably the song that made them famous. So.
Okay, what's their best song then, you think?
You know, I'd probably have to say the new.
I haven't
New
heard
one?
Distortion.
I
Yeah,
haven't heard any of the
Distortion.
new one. Okay.
It's like a month old. Yeah.
Oh,
Either that or
User was moved to your channel.
There we go.
was it Megitsune? Is that the
Hey,
name
we
of
get
the
how to.
Hey.
Hey.
One's here.
song? Just
Everyone's taking a break, so if you need to do
That's
something.
fine.
just how dare a massive sustained attack on Google disrupt our D&D session?
Well, I figured that was probably why it was gonna take 1,000 years to download too, because
Yeah, the servers are being just hammered.
Yeah. It has to be. That has to be because of the Amazon thing.
that makes sense.
Oh look, and now Discord comes back online.
Even if this comes off,
It's still circling for me.
It already came back on the
No,
Midrealm.
guys, we're gonna stay here
Yeah.
for the night because, like,
I
whatever
can't
is
even
happening,
disconnect.
whatever is happening to Google is sustained. You
I'm
know what
also
I
on
mean?
Or
So
Google,
yeah, even if Discord comes back on, there's no guarantee it's gonna last longer than a minute.
Yeah.
And this is like privately run, so yeah. Like Roll20 is honestly the bigger problem because, like, yeah.
You can't do attacks, but we'll have fun.
No, I think I could maybe get around it. Can some D&D groups play without a map?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, totally. You can do that.
You can totally do that.
Wait, why am I-
It definitely leans itself more towards role playing campaigns and simplified encounters.
Yes.
Totally doable.
Okay. Dusty,
Mm-hmm.
are you still in the Discord?
Yeah.
Can you like see me in your channel or not?
No, I see. I'll send you a screenshot. I'll do me talking as well.
Yeah, I can't really like I can't disconnect. If I click on disconnect, it doesn't seem to work. It's really weird. Fully bugged.
I just have the spinning
Let's check this out.
controller.
Yeah, I can't disconnect either.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, I was in your channel. I switched to the DNSD zone channel, but I can still hear you. Really weird.
Disconnect.
Yeah. I'm just gonna close Discord for now. Oh look,
Yeah.
now I finally disconnected. Fucking hell. Discord is fully bugged out. Sorry for starting.
I love Midrealm, man. No need to apologise.
Well, it was like I need to get you guys contacted you guys, so I was like, okay, I'll just do Rick Roll because that will make you guys come to this shit and turn it off.
Oh, it definitely got my attention.
Yeah.
I started doing the dance and everything.
Yeah, I actually like that song.
It's really good.
Oh, Distortion.
No,
Rick Roll.
Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up.
Oh, right.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around.
Sure. We're listening to the song.
without you.
Listen to the Distortion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. See, I can sing that one as well.
I like
Did
Distortion.
you see my picture?
Yeah.
I linked it in TeamSpeak as well.
Wait, what did you link?
My first link to my Twitter one.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Wonder what's going on. This, like, where would you go to figure out like what's going on the internet about the internet?
Everywhere.
Twitter, internet.
I mean,
shit.
I agree with Brooke. It's probably related to the Amazon strike.
What's the
Roll
background
20
on
just
that?
came back.
What are they striking about?
It's conditions in, I think, Spain?
Working conditions.
Working conditions. But hey,
Yeah,
by the
they're
way,
bad.
Roll 20 is back.
It loaded in, but then it says connection to the rest and you dropped it.
Yeah. If you can see your
Try it
character
again.
sheet, then that's like enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Nice. Yeah, I got mine. That's fine. We can manage.
If I can get in, I'll try.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's a good song. Doesn't quite have the
looks
same
like a
baby
game.
metal flair as like Gimme Chocolate and the. What's the
Yeah, but that's okay.
It sounds
real
like more
talk.
mature. It's really
Well,
cool.
she's
this
like
track.
20 now. Like, Baby Metal have been around for like 5 years.
It doesn't feel like 5 years, does it?
Ah.
No, no.
Loading, recalculating. What the fuck is that? Rolling a d20.
But yeah, no, like real talk. Those kind of like really over the top, like you know, like songs like Gimme Chocolate. Those are great for going viral on like
They're great for
2013
concerts as well.
2013 YouTube, but they're not gonna grow the band any further than they've already grown at this point. Like at this point, they need like endless classics. You know, more gimmick songs isn't gonna really help them like sell like tickets. Like their classics will. Don't get me wrong. Like yeah, Gimme Chocolate will do amazing for the concerts because everyone's gonna be super nostalgic for it.
And
But
it's
like,
just probably more appropriate.
yeah, but like they're really talented. Like the instrumentalists and the lead vocal of Baby Metal
They're
are like
really good.
legitimately
Yeah.
super talented.
He's an amazing
That's what they
singer.
should rely on, and that, like going forward, that's absolutely what they should be investing in, not more gimmick songs. I mean, like maybe like one single on every album, you know, that's like really stupidly fucking like that, just to keep the brand alive. But like, it's never going to be their best-selling records anymore.
They've gotten too old for it.
But I mean, it's not even the age; it's just that it's been done at this point, and they're the ones that did it.
you know.
Like, not to mention, like, not long after Baby Metal started becoming like a big hit after they put Baby Metal and Metal Resistance out, like that like, for lack of a better word, kawaii metal started flooding the market. It really became oversaturated with a shitload of bands who were just trying that gimmick out.
Yeah.
And and it was
Exactly.
only, like, Lady Baby were the only group that that worked that gimmick kind of well, and they had like one hit viral song, and then like the dude from that band split away from the girls, and they became like the artist formerly known as Lady Baby, and they put a couple of singles out, and they were fucking terrible, and they got like a fraction of the views that they would normally get.
Yeah. So no, I think it's really smart for them to make music like that.
Yeah, is everyone around? Oh, Roll20 loaded.
Cool. Yeah, are we all here, by the way? Let's do a roll call. Dave. Dave's not there. Mithrix.
Yep.
David, Hatsu, Jared,
Yep.
and Monk, you're all here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for Dave.
Alright.
Where did I get up to, by the way? I don't remember
They
like what the
just
last
did
thing
a
that.
crit, kind of a crit on his back, right? And
Yeah,
then-
the
yeah,
liver.
that's kind of it.
hit.
Liver hit.
Oh wow, all the way back there.
Yeah, and then you just stopped, and then we all started dropping.
So Royce threw out the invisible teleporting
and
spear
he-
technique.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He dodged it with the sand fake and got a crit on his back, and then
And you told about the necklace that one of the crystals faded.
that's right. Oh my god, I wasted so much shit. Well, that's fine. That's
Did
fine.
we really miss that much?
I mean, you missed like a couple paragraphs.
Oh, okay.
You kept
Yeah,
going.
Roll20 have just confirmed that Google Cloud Platform is experiencing issues resulting in various outages and services such as Firebase. You can check the Google Cloud status here.
Alright,
Oh, and that
what's that
link?
link?
Do you speak? Yeah.
I'll post it now.
So it's not even Amazon. It's actually Google. So.
I don't have permission to send service text messages.
Google
change
owns
channel.
Amazon.
Oh. Just post. Yeah.
There we go. Oh, you got that.
Interesting.
Cloud. Multiple services supporting it.
Interesting how much of the internet is running on just Google, Amazon, and stuff like that. Those big companies, you know. It's kind of
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
My
Yeah.
capitalism.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Discord is
we're
back.
not. Yeah, it might
But
be.
Roll
But
20 just finally.
I guarantee you, over the
stopped
next
fucking
2
up.
hours of us playing, we're going to see it go up and down like 10 times.
Yeah.
Dave's still away.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So let's get back
Right.
into it then. What was I up to? So yeah, just double checking we're all here. Say if you're not here.
Beg your pardon?
Good.
Yeah.
Everyone's awake too.
So yeah, so
This is Dave, but Dave has gone for pizza.
nice. Yeah, so Cian lands that like critical hit into the kidney. Oh, excuse me, I had a chili burp. The impaled Cian returns like to a pile of sand, basically. Commentators go wild. Cian backs up towards the edge of the arena just to avoid any counterattack. You notice that the jewel on her bracelet, there's two glowing jewels. One of them has stopped glowing.
Oh.
And Royce now begins to start to try and shrug off the blow he just took. And you see, like, he kind of, like, pulls himself up and, like, you know, with some concentration, pushes the pain down, and then opens his eyes again and just, you know, straight back to it. You can't really tell if he's been slowed down too much because his speed is still dizzying to watch.
But once again, two near superhumans are in a lockstep dash around the arena. Royce, however, finally seems to actually be getting the better of the match, pushing Cian to the limit of her blinking ability, all by himself, which is something that the six of you combined struggle to accomplish.
Yeah.
Eventually, Royce finds an opening, preemptively launching a javelin at the exact spot that Cian blinks into, after forcing her to panic with a surprise feint attack. The javelin strikes Cian square in the chest, causing her to fall to the ground again. This time, however, Royce is moving before the sand fake even begins to disintegrate. Looking, Royce pivots and launches an elbow blow into his blind spot, which catches Cian right as she appears, dagger in hand, looking for the point between his shoulder blades. He lets out a wheeze of pain as the elbow hits her straight in the stomach and launches her back like 10 feet. But despite that, she still manages to release a dagger at Royce's face, which he blocks with the meat of his forearm.
Ouch.
Yeah, Cian staggers like to her knees. He blinks backwards twice, trying to give her some room to recover. The second and final orange jewel on her wrist now dull. Royce, who is now panting quite heavily, smirks at her and yells, "Podrick, now!" And you see Podrick kind of like, because like Podrick is like up in this like podium position, maintaining the barrier. Podrick yells back in acknowledgement as Royce leaps 60 feet into the air and hangs there with the golden boots he wears, which I think he was wearing the first time you met him. Golden
I don't like
boots
where
with
this is
wings
going.
on heels.
Is anybody else getting really nervous? Or is it just
What's
me?
happening?
As Royce leaps 60 feet into the air and like hangs there, basically, like he's standing on the air, Podrick leaps forwards and casts a spell, the same spell I think you've seen before. I think during the dragon fight, where the huge golden bell is over the arena, and a second shimmering dome of golden energy forms underneath the bell. So basically, Podrick is strengthening he's strengthening the.
And Royce is like putting on a fucking show. What is this, professional wrestling? I got really nervous then. I was expecting some kind of, speaking of wrestling, massive heel turn.
No. Royce, still in the air, utters a soundless word of power, and the spear in his hands just like turns into a pillar of electricity. The crackling branches of which probe the surface of the original barrier, and seemingly stressing it, like Haven did, I think the dragon did, just like really putting pressure on this barrier as these forks of lightning just flicker everywhere. Some of them like 30 feet, 40 feet long. Cian takes a defensive stance, kind of looking up at this.
Cian takes the oath.
Isn't this how he
Yeah.
got his original spear? Yeah, I'm pretty
Wait,
sure I've seen this when he
lightning?
got his new spear.
Is really interested in lightning.
Well, you know some
Ooh, it's
stuff
pretty.
about this spear. This is the I don't know if I've actually ever said the name of it before. It's the Blue Dragon God spear.
Holy shit.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah,
it like
and,
made out of the heart of the dragon?
Yeah, it was made out of the heart of Ustragon's father.
Yeah.
Is what you've been told about it before, but it's a really famous weapon. It's by far his most famous weapon. Oh god, I scroll back up and I've lost my spot. Moves into a. Hang on. Here we go. Cian takes a defensive stance. That's what I was. Royce unleashes the mighty of thunder with roar. Cian immediately once the bolt has been launched, she makes a gesture. A ring on her hand glows and starts to spark, and she makes this gesture like pulling open curtains, and a huge circular portal opens up in front of her, swallowing the torrential roar of thunder whole. As it's passing through the portal, Cian is seemingly pushed back and starts like yelling herself as like she is basically like I don't know, I don't even know like an analogy for this, like like the force of the spear going through the portal is actually pushing her back, and she's having to dig her feet into the ground. The commentators roar, unbelievable! She deflected Royce's
Unbelievable, Jeff!
That's the one. She deflected Royce's most powerful attack. Hey, look in the sky! And you see, like, right up, like, straight into the sky above the podium, the night sky has started to shine as, like, a comet high above the arena. The spear is arcing through the sky. Royce drops down to land, and just as he is about to rush forward again, Cian inverts the motion, bringing her hands together with a clap, and as the clap happens, the shards of glass left in Royce's arm from the glass daggers glow, and a portal opens up above his head. He has like a fraction of a second to react, switch his forward motion into a defensive position as the pillar of lightning descends on him.
The fuck?
Get him! Get him! Get him!
Lightning consumes the arena, obscuring the whole thing. You're actually having to shield your eyes as this thing hits. The initial barrier is shattered, and the lightning begins to strain the second barrier. Logic yells out a word of power, and two huge golden hands appear on either side of the bell, seemingly strengthening the second line of defense. After a moment of blinding light, the miasma of electricity subsides, and you see Royce on his knees, looking ragged. All around him, the sand has been turned to glass, and his own has impaled him through the midriff. Cian on the other side of the arena also looks pretty fried, and she falls to her knees as well, with the light of the quickening fading.
And it's over.
They just spend a moment there, just like looking at each other, both of them like ragged, panting, before Royce starts pushing himself up to the feet, pulling the spear out of the ground, and he looks over to her and says through gritted teeth, "Time's up. You almost got me, but if it was anything but my fire and lightning, that would have been vaporized." And with a roar, he pulls the spear out of his midriff and steps to his feet. Cian tries to get to her feet and fails. Tries again and stands, drawing a dagger. He rushes forward this time. She rushes forward, almost stumbling, but keeping going. No blinks this time. Royce kind of takes a few difficult steps forward as well. They are both extremely slow compared to what you're used to. Probably moving closer to 30 feet. Turn. Royce dodges a slow slash and kicks her with tremendous force into the wall, and he pins her there with the spear.
Oh no!
Yeah, right through her stomach into the wall.
Damn it.
The crowd erupts as Cian falls, seemingly unconscious. And the commentators are going, Royce takes 2 seconds, puts his arm into the air, and then ducks very quickly as several daggers fly towards him. Every single dagger that's been left strewn around the arena is now flying towards him in pretty rapid succession. As Royce tries to dodge or block as he can, which is difficult, considering how fatigued he is, but somehow he seems to be managing to avoid any critical damage. He is spinning around looking for the real Cian as the one on the spear slowly starts to disintegrate into sand. Seeing the fake, he groans and mutters, "Course," as he dodges several more flying spears. As he whirls to block and dodge, he turns away from the fake Cian on the end of the spear, which suddenly reforms into human shape. Blood pouring from her stomach, she erupts in white lightning energy, flying from the wall towards him, leaving a trail of blood through the air. She basically just leaps, and leaving the spear behind her in the wall. She flies into his blind spot, landing another devastating hit, seemingly right into his spine. As he gasps in pain, the last 5 of the daggers land into his chest, the flying daggers. He staggers forward, spinning, making a final swing with his javelin. Cian dodges underneath it and lands a huge uppercut, launching him maybe 2 feet off his feet and unconscious.
Yes! Let's go! But wait, there's more.
Oh wait, he has like
That wasn't the real.
And then he turns into
This has
the.
been a huge fun. They're both just sat in the audience watching. Come on, Brooke, tell me that was the real one. Come on.
Yeah, he's down. Like there is like a moment of silence afterwards as people like waiting, like, what's gonna happen now? Is it over? Is it over?
Yeah.
Is it finally over? And then the commentators like kick in and go, I think it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Cian is the champion. As
broken it in half.
Oh, good news.
I'm so happy.
Let's go!
I just wanted her to win, like.
Yeah.
So did I, but I got 30 grand as well, so it's boss.
so yeah,
And I got
work out your winnings. Work out your winnings. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I
Jared
made a fuck ton of money. I made
like 25 grand. Or something.
22,500.
You put all your money onto
gold is
it.
what I made. I put
I
all my
put
money into
5,000
it.
on it and I got 30 back! That's my stake. I've got 60
guys,
grand.
guys, I'm broke.
I won
You're-
250.
Yeah.
You're-
Fourth,
Yeah.
you're broke.
You're broke.
Yeah.
I got 250 gold.
I
mean-
got 9,000.
I literally doubled my bank.
I am carrying a total weight of 13,000.
Oh, you have a bag. You have a.
Yeah, I have my
Yeah.
purse.
So like, in like the whole
Yeah,
thing,
Mikey.
you guys,
Huh?
like
What?
the watching that go like the whole thing go down.
What's this
What?
one?
I can't move him out the channel because I still don't have my admin on.
Yeah.
User was
Yeah,
moved out of your
He'll move
channel.
himself back in when he's stopped.
Yeah.
Oh no, he won't, will he? Because he can't.
Nah, I'll move him back.
Okay,
here, so-
cool.
Wait, what was
Uh,
that?
yeah, just the whole watching that whole thing go down was kind of shocking because
Nice point.
like
User
both
was
of
moved
those
to your
guys
channel.
are so far beyond like anything you guys can do. Like it was literally like watching super hitmans, like gods basically fighting. Yeah, I think that might be a reality check for some of you guys. This is very much like the fucking My Hero Academia kids watching All Might up close. Like holy
Oh my
shit.
goodness!
Yeah.
And then all my
Um,
goes selling. Royce got killed.
Well, he's not dead. The crystals kick
Well,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, the crystals kick in and stabilize him. Yeah, and actually, like Cian is now starting to like. He's like you see she like staggers, but the last whatever little pool of that quickening energy she had passing, and she like falls to her knees and just like lifts both hands into the air, head down to the ground. She's just like screaming, covered in blood. Like both of them are just covered in blood.
It's not a scream of joy. It's of my fucking stomach is in bits, Podrick. Help
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, which is actually happening at the same time. Like the healing magic is being applied to both of them, and you do see actually like Royce, his eyes flicker open as he is healed back to consciousness, and he slowly wincing starts to sit up, and like to Cian, who is just on her knees next to him, he like picks out
He barely just like lifts his head up, but he manages to put out an arm, which she clasps there. Gives her a good, like, solid handshake before head and arm just slam back into the ground, and he just starts panting again. Yeah, no, it's all of the fanfare is happening, like fucking confetti cannons, fireworks, light shows all around the arena. Like, people are on their feet. I think, like, as you probably could imagine, every single like woman in that audience is just losing their fucking shit.
They're crying.
Yeah.
The bookie closest to us is crying.
No, the bookies. I think the bookies probably play it okay no matter what.
Well,
you know what I
made a
mean?
shit
Like, 'cause
ton.
the thing is Royce. Yeah, Royce.
He would have
Like,
had a lot
to
more.
make money on Royce, people have had to put a lot of money in, and a lot of bets on Royce would have been placed. They'll probably fine.
I was going to hedge my
I
bets
reckon they'll
then
make
as well,
a
but...
lot of money. Yeah, they'll
Oh,
make
wait, no,
a
we
lot of
said
money.
we couldn't do that.
I'll do that.
Ryan's just messaged me saying that the underdog win. I've just messaged them back in all caps saying we've just made a shitload of money. Nice one, lad.
I kind of knew she would win too, but like, Theo would bet on.
Yeah,
it.
sure. Yeah,
Definitely.
You're right.
Definitely. Yeah, he definitely would have done. No, you guys had it figured out. Like, this is someone she's fucking trained with, lived with, fought next to for ages. This has been like, she's been plotting and planning like that double
She's got a
feint.
lot of tricks.
Yeah, exactly.
And
She brought
just
several
muscle.
magical items specifically to beat him. She knew his strongest attack and how to counter it, and she set it up as well ahead of time. He knew he would be expecting the fake out, which is, I mean, every single time through the tournament she'd done one of these like fake outs on people, so she knew he would be expecting the third sand clone fake out, but she double faked it out. Just the basically putting an illusion on herself to make it look like she was a sand fake when she was actually
Real.
into that fucking wall taking that hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, every single aspect of that, she'd spent 5 years thinking about planning. Yeah, which is basically what it takes to beat someone like that monstrous. But yeah, I mean, come on, it's the underdog story. Who doesn't want? Who isn't going to write that? Which DM isn't going to write that?
You've been pretty diabolical in the past.
I have been.
Do that.
To be fair, I have been. Yeah, I really fucking threw you guys through the loop with the melee results. No, the royale results. You guys, I'll sat there with fucking Mithrix, like, oh, who do you think's gonna win? And it's like saying all of the wrong shit, cause like, oh, it's pretty obvious these guys are gonna win. Pretty obvious those guys are gonna win.
What about the Hounds of Midrealm?
Completely faked them out on that one, yeah.
Good chance.
Oh yeah. Theo probably being the least excited, losing money and watching one of his heroes lose, is probably the first person to notice the shadows almost in the night sky. It's like you catch something out of the corner of your eye and you're looking upwards, and you see like shapes and you're squinting like, what on earth is that? You look around and no one else seems to have noticed.
I'm like, okay, who's next to me? I'm like, poking Mila.
Whoever.
What's that?
Okay, so you're like nudging Mila, trying to get her.
What is it? What on earth is that?
It's not that obvious. It's not that obvious that you can point up.
Oh, I don't know.
I know. Sorry.
I'm looking at the bookie just going on.
Yeah, I thought it was like obvious. Since like I'm surprised no one else has noticed. Kind of
No,
thing.
not quite. No, that's the thing. It's like it's literally you caught something on the corner of your eye and you're like squinting up at it.
Or the person with the good wisdom.
That's the thing. I think Kyo's the person I'm giving him this to because he's the only person not
Yeah,
celebrating.
yeah, I was
now.
meaning more like his choice.
Sure.
I mean, I'm still excited. I'm a
Well,
bit
he's not
disappointed.
looking
Yeah,
up,
but it
he's
was an
looking
epic
to the
fight
crowd.
kind of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you came wanting to watch like the fucking like combat at the highest level, this is what you got. Like this is kind of what I would expect people who
It's
saw
loud,
Hector and Achilles
loud.
fighting would
Oh,
feel.
shit, sorry.
Yeah, like watching, you know, living legends fighting.
yeah.
Yeah. See another dash of movement in the night sky, and at this point you're like, oh shit, that's something. As several huge shapes just fly downwards like hurtling downwards at like crazy speed into the arena.
No,
And start
okay.
swarming around the
definitely
arena.
something.
You see,
Whoa.
you see blue, you see green, you see
Team Epic
red.
sees this.
You see. Oh yeah, at this point everyone's seeing this. Copper, bronze,
Dragons!
silver. Yeah, dragons.
Oh my god.
Podrix is like the first.
Wait,
act.
this isn't part of the celebration?
You see. Okay, so basically,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Well, you don't know. That's the thing. You don't actually know this. That is the crazy thing, and no one in the crowd knows it either. But
This is part of the traditional.
I'm going to say this about like, doing laps around the inside of the thing. Several, I'm going to say 12 of which all of a sudden like come to a hover and unleash breath towards the audience. Podrick being the fastest react. You notice the bell reappear and the hands reappear, but this time the hands are facing outwards away from the bell, and the energy surrounding the barrier surrounding the audience is strengthened just as a torrent of just every single color dragon breath you can imagine strikes towards it. This is making it now really hard to see as a silver dragon is like covering your view with ice. But as the and like at this point as well, just like this is when the mass hysteria kicks in.
Can I like run?
You guys have
as
none of your weapons, none of your spells.
I have my trinkets. For all the good that'll do me.
And you are pressed in. This is like, I mean,
Wait, magic is still being
you're in a
suppressed.
stadium full of people panicking.
Is magic
Movement
still
is
suppressed?
extremely difficult.
I turn around to the.
Suppressed, yeah. But if you guys have like, if you guys are making like real fucking action plan motions, now's the time to tell
Yeah,
me.
I was.
I'm gonna.
actually-
I'm gonna.
Okay, thanks. As soon as you said like the lights were coming down, I want to say like I would run towards as close as I
Okay,
could.
So my plan
like-
was I was
Don't
going
wanna
to turn
interrupt.
to the group and say, "We better get in there." I'm really hoping these will work, but it tells me they might not.
The boots.
Oh yeah.
Your boots don't work.
No.
They're magic.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
So you get like anyone who's wanting to start pushing their way towards the arena, you can, but you are now pushing into the tide of people. As people
Alright.
are
Yeah, I'm
running
I'm
backwards.
screaming.
This
Let
is
me go,
I'm like
Chris.
screaming.
ugly.
definitely doing that. I'm clearing the way. I'm just like pushing people away for us.
I'm screaming into the crowd. Champions of the Grand Royale.
We'll
Stand
lock
aside.
one of my arms with Keo and we'll just make a battering ram.
I'm just gonna like put my arm on one of your waists.
Oh god.
I'm going to attempt my usual position of on
That
top
is
of.
it's very good
Kieran's
because there's
shoulders.
a real chance of you
Yelling,
getting trampled.
Everyone to
That's
get
true.
the
Yeah.
I'm
So
out of the way.
still shouting like the champions of the Grand Melee. Sorry, the Grand Royale are here. Stand aside.
shouting. You're yeah. There's so much screaming
No one hears
and
you.
stuff
How
around you.
far
It's
is
Alright,
getting
this
can we-
small
Yeah.
group of
Can we try to move
So,
over to Discord again? This
pretty
is kind of terrible.
Yeah, I guess we can.
I'm not sure if that's only for me, but yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
constantly
say is
cutting out.
everyone just stay.
Stay in TS
No,
until everyone's there.
I'm gonna say stay on TS. Just everyone, just mute.
Okay.
Just use the.
Okay. Yeah, so we can just unmute again
Do that.
if it goes down.
Wait, what have I got to do?
There we go.
Microphone muted.
Discord.
Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
Microphone activated.
Oh,
Microphone
open
muted.
Discord.
Oh, okay.
All right.
How do I mute in TeamSpeak?
Hello.
At the top,
there's
you'll
a
see a mic
microphone speaker.
and speaker. Click the speaker one.
Yeah.
Hello. There we go.
Hello.
Okay, so Hatsu and Monk, you guys
Sound
are probably going to
muted.
want to mute speakers as well, so you don't hear us all double.
So
Yeah,
I have
there we
I have
Microphone
a
activated.
feeble position of privilege. People tend to think the best of me. I'm just thinking like if people
That
recognize
is
me as
not. That is not
No,
going
it's-
to apply in this situation.
Yes,
I get what you
I'm-
mean. I get what you mean. But it's
just like stand aside, peasants. I will protect you.
no, not at all. Like to put it into extremely fucking grim reality, this is like straight up. Like,
Is it
you
gonna
you're
take- is it
you
gonna
are
take,
in a genuine fucking disaster.
I was
Like
gonna
Is it gonna take like
Hey, whoa,
30 years to find out what happens?
I was going to say, be very fucking careful about what you say. That is
I,
the only subject on the planet I'm very fucking touchy about.
bro, I have
Yeah.
I got two questions. One is, do I know about dragons enough that know about dragons fighting internally or not? Like having beefs with each other or not?
Probably not. Dragons. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Throw everything you know about D&D Dragons out the window for this.
Yeah, that's why I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. You might have heard, if you've heard anything in that direction, which you certainly might have done, it'll be a combination of theory, spoken word, myth, and legend. Because here's the thing, right? History got lost, right?
Oh god, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So touch on Rentry completely lost. So a lot of rebuilding had to go on, and the nature of dragons is very murky, especially considering they're mostly hunted on site.
Sound resumed.
This is the largest congregation of
Sound
dragons that has
muted.
happened since the hunt, since the Great Dragon Hunt, where Royce rose to fame.
Yeah, sir, good one.
So I was wondering, can I try using the eye thing to do?
Yeah,
mass
so
suggestion?
you are the
Yeah.
kind of only person here who actually can do a magical spell.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are maybe, I'm gonna say you've got pretty good seats. You're gonna be pretty close. I'm gonna say you're about 60 feet away from the barrier, from where the white dragon. The white dragon would probably be another 40 feet back from the barrier on the other side. I'm gonna call it 100 feet.
I
I
wanna
wouldn't
get in,
notice
right?
Mithrix doing any of this, would I?
Well, no, that's the thing. When he's using his eye to cast spells, he actually does it entirely.
Without
I
non-verbally.
can imagine we've been somewhat split up as well. I mean, like I could
Somewhat,
probably see
yeah. I think
Yogan-
you're
Yogan
all.
and-
Yeah, you'll be able to see Kieran and Kyo.
And me.
But you guys are like
yeah, and of course.
some of the only people. I mean, there would actually, now I think about it, there would actually be some of the people in this stand, particularly, coming into action. Because this is where a lot of other fighters and adventurers are. But, like, you do actually see, like, several other members of the guild and people that you know and people that you've been sat next to a couple of days who, you know, are adventurers and people who know what they're doing. Their priority, without their weapons and magic, is to try and avert disaster with the crowd. They're trying to like get above the crowd, like push people towards the exits, make sure people aren't getting pushed up against walls and stuff.
Right, we don't have
like
our
try-
weapons, do we?
No, you have no weapons, no magical items, no. Well, I mean, you can have like armor and trinkets and shit, but anything that's like a weapon can't be used. So you wouldn't have your Javelin of Lightning or your Ring of the Ram, Kia. Yeah. So you guys are like the only people who are really pushing forward, though. Like maybe a few others. I'm gonna say that the Kublin dudes.
Kublin.
yeah, he is also pushing forward as well. The was like they were
Medicus?
Medicus, that's the dude, yeah. I'm actually trying to remember the dude who fought with Crackneck or not. I thought of the name. He was like Compranticus or something. I'm not sure.
There was
I remember the name Compass. I think, do I?
Yeah, you. It's definitely a name I've used. So it's Medicus is the leader of the Kulin team from the Royale. Anyway, yeah. So Mithrix, tell me what is your spell here?
I'm just gonna try it. I want to try and do a mass suggestion, and I can reach 12 creatures with that. So
Okay.
Can I try and do a mass suggestion on the dragons, like as many dragons as they can?
What's the range on my suggestion?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It says.
I'm gonna suggest, like, I'm just gonna suggest you guys just fuck off if you don't know.
I was thinking of just fly up or something. I'm not thinking they're gonna attack each other. Maybe chase them. I don't know. Maybe like focus target.
Within
I can do
range
focus
that
target.
can hear and understand you.
Oh, they definitely can't hear us.
So you can see.
Yeah,
that,
I would know that.
Well, actually, sound does travel through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 60 feet. The 100 feet away from you.
Okay. Yeah,
And
no, I
every
would
other
know
dragon
that,
is like 40 feet at least away from that.
Okay. I'll wait until I get it in range. I think because it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be pretty difficult for you of all of the people in this party to push forward.
Yeah, for sure.
If
I can
Flynn
still
wasn't on
cast
someone,
spells, I could do Misty
you
Step.
can cast a very limited pool of magic. You do not know the. So you do not know the extent of what this gives you, but you do know it is limited. It is not your total spell pool.
Okay.
It is something more innate and more almost sorcery. Like
my name.
So I was just saying how you're like you would be like very having a hard time pushing forward if you weren't on Courage.
Yeah.
So yeah, just have a think. I'm gonna keep going forward with the situation.
Keep going.
But I'm gonna say that you guys are pushing forward, and the next time it comes around to you, you're gonna be a lot closer to the barrier. Just not as close as you'd like. It's really, really difficult to push forward. It's like double difficult terrain.
Maybe this will think of something else to do.
Yeah, no, have a think about because you are literally the only person who actually has an option here, like other than just push forward and maybe try and yeah.
From the dragon?
Pardon?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Other than just punching some dragons instead of my own armed attack,
definitely,
but
yeah.
just in case.
Through the once the white silver dragon in front of you guys has finished breathing, obviously dragons can't sustain a breath attack; they need to recharge it. You do notice that like they're kind of cycling in and out just to keep pressure on this barrier. But you do see now as the silver dragon breaks away that a blue dragon, a green, a copper, and a black dragon are on top of the actual barrier, like the one over the heads of Royce and Cian, and they are trying to push through that barrier, and you see eventually the blue dragon does actually crack a small crack into the top of it and shifts down into human form and slips through that crack.
Oh dear.
Boy.
Did you say blue dragon?
What's the state of Royce right now?
Royce is like, so Royce and Cian is definitely in better condition. She is okay, so you kind of know to a degree that her quickening is like a haste. Once it runs out, exhaustion. And she is like trembling, like she's in a position with her dagger waiting for this, like basically I'm trying to think of a movie or something like where this is like, but you've got like all of these dragons literally like trying to force their way through the force field into the arena. Royce is barely managing to pull himself up to his feet using a javelin to prop himself up. His blue dragon spear is still embedded into the wall, and starts to make his way over towards it.
We need the ground
and-
and pull them out.
Yeah, point 10 feet from the barrier. Now.
I have a plan, but let's see.
I'm gonna say to Kieran, we need to get both of them out of here.
Yes, thank you. I
Well,
just said that.
I shout.
Thank you for repeating what I just said.
Hang on. At this point, I shout to Kieran, throw Flynn into the arena!
Wait, can we even get into the arena?
Exactly.
You
There's still
can
a- there's
heal
still a
them if you
force
get
field.
in there. Go!
So there is a magical barrier
Yeah.
right in front of you guys.
Yeah.
Dusty.
You can try and push your way through it, or you can go around. At this point, you have pushed through the crowd. Like you're actually like you pushed through the edge of the crowd. No one wants to be this close to the barrier right now, so you now have full movement.
Can
All right.
I?
Can we see
some-
Podrick?
Yeah. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I actually, there's an ability that I can do natively. That is, I could use that to, in a
Teleport
sense.
is say a 1 minute cast where you have
No,
to
no,
draw
no, no,
circles.
no, not that one. It's the teleport that you have, that I
I'm
have
going
from my
to-
feature.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's from my characters. It's from my.
I'm going to say sure, but it's going to consume a third spell slot's level of whatever this energy is.
Okay, I guess. I need to get into the circle. That's what I want.
You're going
so.
through the barrier.
Yeah.
So are you going through the second barrier as well into the arena?
I'm going into the arena. Yeah.
Okay. You can't take it.
No, it's no one else can go with me.
Okay.
Can we see Podrick?
Yeah, I want to run up to Podrick.
Podrick is pretty far, but you can totally see him. He is inside the first barrier, outside of the second, so he's between the two barriers. You do see, he's basically putting all of his strength into maintaining the crowd's barrier, and because of that, the arena barrier is weakened and has basically been punctured. You start to think that is exactly why the dragons were trying to attack the crowd, is to basically to get inside the arena.
Well, why I want to
Can
get
I
inside
try
the
to, like,
arena is because there's magic
shout at him?
there. So.
Yeah, you can shout at him, but like, it's pretty. You're doing it because you want, like, you need to be doing something to help. But at the same time, it's too far, too loud. You need to get closer. Sprint towards Podrick. That's
yeah.
I'm doing this. I'm doing the same.
DM question.
Yes.
My dimension door.
No magic.
No magic.
The only person who can do magic in this situation is Million.
I got
Get in
lucky.
there, boy.
Well, anyway, my question is, what race is Cian?
Cian's a human.
Human.
Both Cian and Royce are actually human.
Yeah. Okay.
Get in there, Asmoleon.
Yeah, I'm ready in.
So
I
this
have
is
a-
where we're at.
Where's the
We're at.
equivalence, by the way?
Keo, Mila, and anyone else who wants to run towards Podrick is running towards Podrick.
Absolutely.
As Merlian has teleported into the arena at the same time as the Blue Helmet has landed from a pretty high drop. It's probably like 80 feet drop, landed onto the sand.
Do they look familiar?
Yeah. So at this point,
Yeah.
Oh no.
you see wearing very like ornate and elaborate white robes, very very like samurai aesthetic. If you combine samurai and papal aesthetics, that's kind of what it would look like.
That's
Wait,
weird.
what? Samurai and what?
It's
Papal.
like samurai armor with like a white cloak over the shoe.
So
Say that again.
papal, it's like Pope, like Vatican-esque.
Okay.
Oh, papal. Oh, all right.
Yeah. Not PayPal. But no, like
PayPal aesthetic, y'all.
it's like it's kind of like a white samurai kind of like robe, but it's decorated with like golden trim and all of this. And yeah, you see the white skin, the white hair, the blue eyes, the shocking blue eyes. Lol, pull back. And he, drawing his sword, is walking towards Royce. Asmodean, you've hit the sand.
I've seen all this, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, you're seeing all this go down. You're maybe.
Asmodean's conflicted. Asmodean is very conflicted.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're. Hang on, I can use the map here. You're like 45 feet away from them, from where you are now.
45.
Yeah.
Where are they?
In the middle of the arena.
In the middle.
Like bang in the middle. Yeah.
Oh, they got through like the barrier.
So there's only one dragon. Well, only.
Yeah,
Guys,
only
the
Ustragan
samurai.
has dropped to. Only Ustragan has dropped to the arena floor, but you do notice that the
Ustragan's
the
Yeah, that's who she was talking
the blue
about.
dragon. Yeah,
The blue dragon with the shocking blue eyes.
the black dragon, the green dragon, and the copper dragon. No, it wasn't copper. What was that?
Yeah, it was.
Black
Was it
and
copper?
green.
Was it-
and
okay,
copper,
good.
yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good, 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 good. Yeah, they are holding the crack open with it's literally just got their claws into it and they're
Okay.
holding
They're
open an
just
exit
holding it,
hole.
okay.
Yeah, and they are slowly widening it as well, making it big enough for a full dragon to fly out of.
So you gotta move fast, boy.
Yeah,
well,
Asmodean. If you are conflicted, that's good. I'll take that into roleplay account.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you're probably
yeah,
say that particularly acting in, you're just moving forward. As you're thinking very quickly on your feet.
Yeah,
you
well,
know, yeah.
He knows the backstory. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to move the story forward a
Yeah,
bit, and
yeah.
you stop me if you want to interject, okay?
Yeah, I want to get into talking distance. At least if I can hear him speak, I want to get close enough.
Sure. So Cian kind of leaps forward, somehow managing to move despite how exhausted she is, and he just like pretty lazily. I mean, it was heroic of her, but she didn't stand a chance. Like she is basically on the verge of collapse. He just slashes her, and she kind of falls to the ground. Crystals do kick in still. Yeah.
Podrick, let us in.
Podrick, drop the barrier!
You guys are like very little time has actually passed at this point since I left you guys.
I'm still continuously yelling.
I'm screaming.
I know.
Right.
I'm just saying. Royce is he's still like he manages to get himself on his feet and he's like pointing the javelin towards Ustragan, and still through like the speaker system set up, you hear Royce say, "Who the bloody hell are you?" And there's no answer except a torrent of lightning from Ustragan's mouth that just swallows up Royce, dropping him back to the ground, unconscious. Crystals kick in again. I'm gonna say he is hoisting Royce up onto his shoulders as Molly and you get into like basically into like talking range. You literally just pass Cian, who is like face down in the ground, unconscious.
I have no idea what to say at this situation.
I'm going to go over into the arena. Like, would he be able to hear me from here?
Probably not. I mean, you're literally surrounded by like hundreds of thousands of people, right?
And also, yeah, you don't know this guy.
No,
yeah,
I'm just looking at this, and you're just like stood there looking at him, talking to him. So I just feel like going, "What the hell are you doing, Asmodean?"
How hard was it for Asmodean to get into the arena, can I ask?
Well, it was something that only he could have done.
Okay.
Yeah, he used... So Asmodean unlocked a new power that lets him actually cast inside anti-magic zones.
Yeah.
Which is what he used to get in there.
Because his eye is different magic.
It's crystallized.
At this point, I turn to Karen and just go, "How did he get in there?"
I'm not. I'm.
Magic.
Shut up and run.
I'm like probably trying.
I'm just gonna.
at this point, like I don't know.
Sure.
Like he knows his backstory. It's not gonna be worth trying to like stop. He's just avenging his father in a sense. So I can't really stop that, so I'm just gonna Sarah safe, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
Sarah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
no,
like,
well, her name's
I was
Cyril now.
so
I like
here's
that better.
my plan was before he turned into that. I was actually wanted to change into a dragon as well. I was actually going to try and do that, but yeah, when he turned into a human, yeah, can't really do anything. I don't think it's really worth it. I'll
Dragon fight would have been so cool.
I mean, it's like
No,
you versus, I don't know,
like, yeah,
10 dragons.
yeah, exactly.
There's like over 20 flying around the arena.
And he's
Although
just
I will
trying to
say
get away, right?
The largest of which is like barely an adult. They're not big dragons.
Shout out to
Ushigan is a
him. What are you-
full-grown adult dragon, but
Yeah.
I mean, dragons can get way bigger than that.
I'll do shout to him. I'll say, "What are you doing? Why are you?"
He kind of with Royce on his shoulders turns around and looks at you and says, "You know I am here as Merlian. We're only here for Royce."
You're not gonna harm any other people?
No, of course it's not.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I assume you're just kind of like standing in front of Cian,
Yeah.
like in a defensive position here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be worth trying.
And Ushigan says, Ushigan like basically just says like, "Don't worry, we're not gonna harm her. We won't want to ruin her. Great victory."
Like, at this point, like I'm spotting what's going on, and I'm looking at him, going, "What? He's just talking to that person. What is he doing?" Because I've got no idea who this guy
I kind
is.
of understand.
You'll find her soon.
Just as long as nothing is happening to Cian, it's like.
Yeah, you can definitely see as Merlian is taking a defensive position in front of Cian.
Yeah.
Voice over his shoulders.
There's no magic. Like I know fighting a dragon.
No, wait, no,
Any spell I cast, he's just gonna shrug off. So.
I hope this spells. I think.
So
Yeah.
Are we any
Yeah.
Patrick, yes?
You guys are basically. So I'm gonna say where. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's the last Ushigan says before huge blue wings unfurl out of his back, and he's slowly turning the dress up out through the air and up through the crack. And that's around the time that you guys are now getting to range of Podrick, who is looking to keep right now, very strained.
Podrick, open the barrier and let us in!
And he just he
pour.
ignores that.
I think I still have a potion.
It's
I'll
like
pour a potion into.
Okay, yeah. Cian kind of like starts spluttering and into the sand that comes to consciousness and rolls over. Clutching at her chest, which you see as Ushigan with Royce in his claw goes up through the barrier. The 3 dragons on top of the barrier also follow him upwards, and the rest of the dragons just upwards following in formation. You do see in the air actually above, you see plumes of fire and all different types of elements as well, as seemingly more dragons are in the night sky above, keeping in combat with. You would almost certainly know that there's a Wyvern Guard in the capital. You've seen the Wyvern Tower. It's one of the landmarks. And yeah, there is airborne patrols in the capital. Once Ushigan joins them again, they're just gone. They're all gone.
Yeah.
Seemingly doing chase in night somewhere.
Well, just.
Yeah.
So they left in like 5 seconds.
I mean, they're dragons. They
I
can
know,
fly pretty fast.
Yeah, and dragons are spellcasters as well, so they are, fully buffed, and in hell, Wyvern Riders could keep up with a pack of dragons. Like, that's just never going to happen over a significant distance. Yeah. And the worst part is that all of the people in the capital that could have helped were stuck inside that anti-magic zone.
Yeah, no, I was the only one that could do something, but I was like, what to do in this situation?
No, you can really do anything.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so you guys are actually like reaching Podrick now. Like, well, you've reached Podrick, and like as the dragons were swirling out of the arena, you guys were yelling like, "Drop barrier, drop the barrier!" And he's just concentrating on keeping it up. Like he is like full on, very holy spell going.
Is there anything I can do to help him?
No, this is way beyond you.
He's gonna drop it anyway.
Like
if these dragons go
this
away,
guy is
yeah.
a cleric on the same level as Haven, Cian, and Royce. This
beast.
Yeah.
He's big league. He's huge.
He's
huge.
We don't need the barrier anymore. Can I get Cian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anti-magic barrier anymore.
So he is like, you guys are like kind of crowding and like talking to him a bit as he is now starting to relax, and the barrier is starting to relax a little, but he's not letting go of it just in case. And once he starts to relax, he actually does turn and like starts like coughing and like he's clearly very strained, but he's turning to talk to you now.
As soon as possible, I'm just gonna run over to Cian.
Podrick, do you require healing?
No, no, I could use some caffeine though. He's like, you can see like he is like
the dragons are gone, but they took Royce with them.
They left instantly.
He looks very like perturbed by that. Yeah, at that point he like pushes his head up, looks around, and he does actually drop the barriers now.
Okay, I'm gonna run.
You're running towards Cian. Okay.
I say to Podrick, I don't know how, but the wizard managed to get through the barrier. He stopped that dragon from taking.
Podrick kind of looks at you, kind of blinking, not really taking that in at first. But then he's like, "What? Something we'll think about that later. But for now, we've got other priorities."
That seems kind of irrelevant.
Thank you for telling me that.
This is a strange group of people.
I've got plans for that woman.
They must have planned this for some.
What, me?
Oh my god!
I was thinking.
I'm calling the cops.
Holy
shit! It was not meant like
That's like
that.
the first.
It's like fucking. That's the most serial killer thing I've heard in.
Like sexual healing started playing in my head.
Oh, well, whatever works for you, I suppose.
You're dirty. I know that.
It's your fault.
You said this shit the whole time. Like, it's not out of character.
No, but it's not at all like that.
I have no idea what else you meant.
I don't know if you were referring to me or Cian.
I've got plans.
I mean, you had just spoken, so I thought it was Mila he was talking about.
Because if it's Cian, it's actually
What
10 times
the
worse.
fuck?
What?
Oh no!
What?
Oh no! What is
yes.
this? I'm just gonna link. I'm gonna link something that was literally just tweeted, and you guys tell me what you think that means.
Fuck.
Whole H Friday.
So that's SDCC, San Diego Comic Con. That's James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, and that I think is the Berserk stigmata.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
It's that or Bloodborne, which is a direct reference to the Berserk thing. Oh god, they're gonna make a live action Berserk. Oh no.
I
That's
literally
not
have
good.
no idea.
This guy in the comments, when are we getting a Scooby Doo? When are we getting a Scooby Doo release?
Anyways, what's happening in right now?
Yeah. So basically, whoever's going where, tell me. I assume there's
I'm
people
with
rushing like
Dusty.
towards the arena.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay with Podrick and make sure, like, he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I get the knockback
I'm on Kieran's shoulders. I'm going.
I ran in with Dusty, so.
Yeah.
I'm looking for somebody to make
Podrick's
him a
like
cup of
taking a
coffee.
seat. Podrick's making a seat as you notice actually Haven is rushing from the other direction over towards Podrick. And he's saying, Podrick, we have to go. We have to go now. And Podrick is just wiped. He's like, you're on your own, dude. I can't help you. I'm spent. I've literally spent everything. And Cian is she's done, and I can't heal her.
I can potentially try and heal her, and I'm pretty sure one of them can heal her too.
No, you might be able to heal her, but she spent her quickening. She's going to be pretty out of action for like at least an hour.
Lost.
Don't we have anything for that as well? Something that cures fatigue? Like, yeah, some sort of hangover
Wait, the crystal! We still have a crystal, don't we?
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
that's not
revive-
gonna work.
Yeah, that's not
No.
gonna work.
Yeah,
That's someone else's magic we're using.
exactly. That was very specifically. Yeah, no, it's not going to work.
It doesn't actually contain the magic, it was
Do
more
we
of a
still
token.
have that crystal?
Hmm?
Do we like physically still have that crystal?
I don't know what happened.
I
to them.
think it
when they
broke
turned it to
quickly.
rewards.
Maybe.
I can't remember. Haven, like, realizing that, like, it's literally just him, kind of gulps a little and then starts to float off the ground, and he flies upwards out of the top of the arena.
Wait, who does?
Fabulous.
Haven.
Holy shit.
Wait. We can come with.
Yeah, he's like gone. Let me put it this way: this is now well above your paid grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a flock of like 20 dragons.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, like the biggest of which is an adult dragon, which is, a single adult dragon is well within your guys' power to handle. But even like a flock of 20 adult and young dragons is going to be seriously trouble for anyone, even like Royce's team. Yeah, no, you guys are kind of definitely in the aftermath situation. If you're making any direct action going forward, now's the time to tell me before I start turning the clock.
I have one quick thing.
Okay.
Just as I run over, I just want to say to Asmoleon, was that a choice?
What? What was the choice? What are you talking about?
Leaving him, was that a choice?
I couldn't really do anything about him taking.
I mean, we all know Asmoleon is powerful, but I don't think he could take down 20 dragons by himself.
I mean,
yeah, like even if I tried any magic, he would have.
I mean, here's the T. Asmoleon's seen him fight in his polymorph form. Alone, he would be pretty dangerous to Asmoleon. Like, and that's before, like, that goes on top of his regular dragon form. It's not, it's, yeah, you have to get through that and then kill the dragon as well. It's tough.
I just
Really
want to see what
tough.
his answer was.
Yeah. No, you definitely, like, you, Dusty, do understand, like, Asmoleon was completely outmatched that situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, I guess he doesn't have many, like, control spells.
No, I don't.
I don't know. I only have banishment. I could have tried at the same time.
True.
Like,
it would have been a good idea.
I didn't feel that Asmoleon is kind of like double-edged. Like he knows the backstory, so it's like didn't really.
Definitely a lot of confliction there.
That's exactly why I asked. Was it a choice, or did you just?
I think I chose the best choice. Yeah, this just the best.
Cian is like, she's also kind of like coming to her feet as well now. Still shaking and
completely wiped out.
How's
But
she looking health-wise?
health-wise, she's okay. It's energy. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, she's done. Like, yeah, standing is just about what she
I
can manage
will
right now.
offer her my arm.
Yeah, she kind of leans on your shoulder a little, like full on like drunk sailor.
That's fine. Even drunk, I'm probably more steady right now than she is.
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah, and it is a case now of like just turning the clock forward a little. So like, the dragons were chased, even and the wives they off. They're gonna have Royce amongst the dragons. There were spells and beat them up, and it was it took every single dragon to escape. Yeah, the Haven eventually, like an hour later, does return to the stadium, and him, Podrick, and Cian kind of make their way like off on their own, like very solemnly, like we need to get something figured out very quickly, because they also understand like it is not a coincidence that a swarm of dragons came for abducted Royce when he was at his weakest. Yeah, this is definitely like, if he's not dead already, they're almost certainly not going to keep him alive too long. So yeah, that's kind of there. And to a degree, you guys can get involved in that if you want. You are now very much back in your own action, like in your own party. Like the Royale is over. The bookies have all paid out. You don't have to worry about any of that. People have been safely dispersed. There was no major casualties. Anyone who did suffer serious damage or any casualties were within the scope of time that they could be fixed. There was a good place to happen, if full of like many of the strongest magicians and healers in the capital. Lots of adventurers going home with their diamond pockets slightly lighter, but it's all for the good cause. And yeah, no major catastrophe in the end, except of course Royce being kidnapped. You guys, I assume, would make your way back to your rooms, the guild HQ.
Well,
these peasants might be, but I'm going back to my 5-star hotel room.
Sure.
Alright, dude.
The question is, are you guys doing anything tonight? Like,
I before anything, I would want to talk with Kieran and Dusty and see what they want to do. Like, if they want to actually talk.
Was with Ushigan as well, right?
Was Flynn there as well?
Yeah. He stole the beetle.
Yeah. So Flynn as well. Yeah. Sorry. Actually, if we want to actually give them information or not, because we all know the backs.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I mean, we can, sure. I don't know that it's going to be helpful to them necessarily, though.
Kugan might like to know.
Well, we know their
He's a big
name,
fan of
and
Royce.
maybe that will help them.
Know about
Kugan hearing the other side of the story of Royce.
Fucking idiots know the fucking fireworks again. It sounds like the guys are strip out there.
They might not know everything about the backstory. Or Kyogen.
Yeah, we don't know everything. We don't know
No, we just
why
know
he killed the
Sam.
dragon. Maybe the dragon was actually really evil. We don't know, but we just know
He killed a lot of dragons.
Yeah.
I don't think it was because it was evil.
Yeah. So
Pretty sure it was just
do we want to go
glory.
talk to them and just at least give them the heads up? What
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I would say so.
Royce was somewhat of a good guy.
He might still be
I,
alive.
I can't really blame Oostrigan,
No.
but I mean, at the same time, like if people are gonna be out looking for him, I guess
Yeah.
like him taking someone captive isn't really something that I can condone either. So
Well, at least yeah, and it did hurt people.
The way I see it is both sides have attacked to some extent.
Yeah.
And I know Royce better. I like Royce.
Yeah.
But I don't want him to die.
I mean, basing your opinion of whether or not somebody should die on whether or not you like them is
No,
kind
it's
of
not
shallow.
whether they should die.
I don't
It's whether
like
I
that.
should risk myself for them.
I
guess
I
that's
believe in
true.
Royce. Whatever reason he had in the past, fight the dragons. I believe he did the right thing.
I want to get my fucking
What if he
diamond
didn't?
back.
Like, what if he didn't have a good reason to fight them?
Let's just go to.
I mean,
the
what
group
if he
and
did?
Tell them what we know, because maybe I don't think so, but he most likely won't be in his old cave. But at least
They
have
might
some
find
more-
info
Yeah.
there, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So, who are you going to tell them what you're going to tell them?
well, we saw a group of them.
Haven.
Yeah, Haven.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Haven.
Cian!
Oh,
thank you.
Okay. So you're telling them this before they leave, right?
Well, no, I think we're
Cian.
well, they
Yeah.
kind of left. Didn't
Well,
they?
they would do obviously, but if you guys, I mean, there was like an hour, right, where Haven was tracking down the dragons. If you guys want to have like this group meeting and make a decision, you can do that. Yeah.
When they come
Then
back,
let's
we'll,
go
yeah.
approach them.
yeah,
Mhm.
we'll stop them before they walk away, in a sense.
Okay, so I assume you're probably going to be talking to Cian first and foremost.
Yeah.
Will they not all be
Yes.
together?
They are all together.
Oh,
I'm just,
okay,
you know.
yeah, never mind.
I do
Yeah,
want to
so-
start off with an apology. Sorry that I stopped him.
she's like, it's like she's just waving a hand, like, don't even worry about it. They all look pretty serious. Cian, Haven, and Podrick both have like really try-hard faces on. Cian is
Wait, I thought Haven left.
relatively composed.
No, this is when he came back. We're approaching them when they're all together, right before they
Yeah,
leave.
yeah.
Okay.
This is they're like on their way out basically to make plans and track them down.
So
Haven, what did you see?
Not much. We lost them pretty quickly. There wasn't a lot we can do. Dragons are bloody fast, and magicians on top of that. Even I can keep up. Plus, they were
Right.
splintering off, so God knows where the one with Royce actually went.
we know the dragon took Royce.
Was that Ostrogon guy you've been talking about before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Just-
never told anyone about Ustragan. Yeah.
No.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So, Cian.
This is gonna be kind of awful.
You're gonna get bollocked.
Cian.
It's
Cian-
all your fault, Hatsu. I wanted to kill him.
I can't.
Smash your face in. You're on my shoulders, don't push it.
You
asshole.
really think that War Shield of Fate is gonna save your ass from these three people?
It'll be fine.
So they go. You know the dragon?
Kinda.
Yeah.
We
Who
encountered
is he?
this. Name
We
is
went-
The,
we
the
went to
dragon, the
his
blue
home.
dragon's name is Ustragan.
At this point, I would say Podrick would come to some kind of realization. He goes,
Oh.
"Oh my God, you found the blue dragon, didn't you?"
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
He found
wasn't,
us.
Yeah, he wasn't a dragon at the time.
He found you. Oh. So wait, what does that mean?
So on that quest where we were supposed to go and find and kill a dragon.
Wait, I have
Yeah.
this. I have this.
That dragon was our path keeper.
He led
God,
us
was
into
it was
the
it was
light.
the
He led
pathkeeper.
us
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
path keeper's Ustragan. Yeah.
He was
Um,
he was one of the pathkeepers. He was
Yeah.
disguised. He was disguising himself as a human.
Yeah,
Faith
just
Shard. You got
the
the
same.
Faith Shard mountain range. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, very
I think they know where we went, but great.
Yeah.
Thanks for interjecting there, Flynn. Really useful info.
Yeah, he's like, that's very interesting. Is there anything else you can tell us that might help us find him? Did you find his lair?
Well,
I knocked on his front door.
Also, Royce killed his father.
Royce's spear is from Istrigan's father.
That elicits a reaction from probably Haven, who looks troubled the most. They kind of exchange glances at that, but don't particularly offer up any of that insight.
Who was?
I might have a way to help track him.
Wait, what?
I can get you to
Oh, the beetle.
mountains. I can
I
teleport.
produce my beetle that is gold.
I wish
Not a golden beetle. A beetle that is gold.
I wish the fuck I would have came now. God damn it! Why did I have to go back to the hotel?
And I say to them, I stole this from his lair.
Podrick
Nice house.
takes that off you and says that is going to be extremely useful.
I need it back.
God damn it! I'm so mad that turned out to be useful. Fuck you.
That's funny.
I look down from the shoulders to Kieran. I had a lot more, but I lost it.
You feel claws digging into your little legs. I'm squeezing your like. I knew that beetle would go with you. Fuck.
No, you didn't.
You had no idea.
I really didn't. I hoped I could sell it at some point. But just
Fuck you.
Just annoy that dragon with it.
Oh,
at some point.
that's two sessions before I introduced Muckluck, the beetle merchant.
And he would have given you 1,000,000 gold for that beetle.
That was a super mega ultra hollow rare beetle.
I do want the beetle back though, Podrick. It's mine. I wrote my name on it, if you can see. Underneath.
Oh god, you did.
What, did you carve it?
Yeah, that's fine. Once it says it's you, so I'll
Carved
happily
in
return it.
there.
I'll happily return it to you.
Do you guys need
is
any help? I can teleport you to the mountains if you need that.
No, that's fine. Unless you can teleport us directly into his house.
I need another level to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but we'll travel to the to Paternoster and make our own way. Should be relatively easy to locate with this beetle.
You better hope that doesn't come back to bite you, Flynn. He'll know exactly who they got that from.
Oh no.
Well, he said he was already packing, so
Yeah, but they could
Is
totally
that-
find stuff there.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else?
I
Yes,
don't know if it's...
Brooke, there is.
Time is
I've
up,
got a
yeah.
picture that you really need to
Ooh!
What the fuck?
why?
I like that.
see. I'm really sorry.
Is that? Oh my god! Is that from the episode where Bart blows up the beer can?
I've got no idea.
I'm trying to think what it's
Fucking
from.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, I know it's from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
With the really fucking terrible dub graphic design. Oh god. Right.
Well, I don't have any more information I can give you.
I don't know if it's important.
Dusty
but
was
Fine,
going
you've
to
given us more than enough.
Did he not have, like, part of his mother in hers as well?
No, that was a blue. There was another dragon
His-
that was already killed that he had above.
Yeah.
Okay, but not related.
No, not related.
Yeah. We never found out who the dragon was, though. It was just another.
Don't know if I
dragon
ever
that lived
introduced.
there.
I don't know. if
It's
I
just
ever
another
introduced-
dragon that lived
The
there.
the dragon that lived there was a white dragon.
Yeah.
Because this is that's the whole point. Blue dragons don't live in the mountains; they live in the deserts.
Yeah, of course.
Like, yeah. So he found a white dragon's lair and just was like, "Yeah, I live here now."
If you see any portals, please tell us. Just in case.
portals.
Unlikely, but just in case.
Okay.
Fuck, Dusty.
In Paternoster.
Oh yeah, that's true. There was a closed step.
Will do. Okay,
or
right. Well, we need to be off. Time is absolutely of the essence.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yes, thank you.
There's nothing we can do to help.
Yeah.
No, I'm
wish I
sorry,
could
but
help.
not really. We, we need to.
Move as fast
We
as
need to go at our own pace, and yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Do you need some climbing equipment?
we need to-
guess
Anyway,
you-
well,
I'm putting my hand on your mouth at this point.
I'm
Like,
trying to help.
not helpful.
Beetle back!
I'm trying to help.
So they're gone. They're gone.
Well, at least we gave him some help, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe helped Royce. I'm guessing he's gonna torture Royce for a bit. So
Yeah, quite likely.
I mean, he might just have brought him outside the circle to kill him.
yeah.
If he
Well,
was gonna kill me, he would have just done it there.
well, even
Maybe.
so, they can still resurrect.
That's what I was wondering. You can resurrect people without a body. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, Podrick should be strong enough.
Yeah.
Going by typical levels. Like
Mhm.
normal clerics.
That's interesting. Yeah, I kind of a grudge at that high level. How would they do that?
Yeah, because he's like 20 plus.
Yeah. So, but they don't know if he's dead. That's why. So even if he's not dead,
Yeah, but
I mean,
wonder if they actually
regardless of what they do to Royce, this helped them track the dragons down. So
Yeah.
Can you only like? I thought you only could be brought back with through resurrection like one time or something.
oh really?
I think the way I am going to homebrew True Resurrection,
Okay,
because it
I
is
wondered
an
about that.
extremely powerful spell, especially
Yeah.
when you're very rich, is that each caster can only cast it once in their lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
I think I like that because I think it's something that you would have to give a little irreplaceable bit of your own, like, essential life
Yeah.
energy to cast the spell. And it, it doesn't shorten your life or anything like that, but once you've given it, you can't give it again.
Okay.
But I would say that someone probably could be resurrected multiple times. Just it would have to be by different people.
Use sacrifices.
There are ways to make it so souls are beyond reach, though. So
True.
it's not omnipotent. Yeah. So are you guys just checking in for the night and moving time along as? Are you setting up your own mission here? What's the group thinking at this
What are
point?
we doing?
well, I think it shouldn't really be our business. This is their business.
Shouldn't we get our
yeah,
gear?
we
Yeah.
need to leave that to them.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sad about it.
But we would
In
slow
both
them
on
down.
both sides. On both sides. We still have our own mission. We need to get Bogodor back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I miss Bogo.
Why do people keep disappearing?
Yeah.
You're next, Dusty. Mark my words.
At least that would make it less painful.
Oh no,
Harry
that's dark.
Oh my
That's
God.
dark. So yeah, I guess let's continue. I still need to get to the bank.
It's
Yes,
even like
get
collector's
sign.
edition.
When did our weapons and armor become
I
available?
believe it should be all. I mean, Kieran needs to start bucking themselves into the fucking tattoo
Yeah,
park.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go off on my own little journey. So
For a
Oh, well,
week.
it's a journey
That's
down
the first thing I'm doing in the morning, by the
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. I'm going.
But I mean, it's definitely like some Kieran alone time at the very least, I'd imagine.
Thanks.
She's going for spa treatments.
Sure
No
you
one
don't-
else is allowed to come.
You sure you
Period.
don't want some company?
I am certain.
Dusty would get bored immediately. Holy shit!
Asmodean is actually
bring a
really
Rubik's
interested in
Dusty
this.
is way too ADD to sit around.
Asmillion could come. Asmillion, I'm not allowed to come. Dusty is not allowed to come.
What if
Flynn
I
is
silence
definitely not allowed to come. You can silence yourself. That's not going to keep your hands from doing things.
If I silence myself, then I can't cast any other spells because
The
I'll
silence-
be silent.
Everyone else would be silent as well.
No.
I'm going to go and see
Asmillion
the,
is the only one allowed to come. So. That's
I
down.
think I just realized where Kieran's coming from. So Kieran's thinking about being naked, basically.
Yeah, and I'm not. Dusty's not coming.
I don't know what you would feel up on a Dragon Ball because they don't have tears.
I mean,
Where's
Kieran's
this
got
conversation?
muscles though.
Yeah.
Kieran's
Oh yeah,
very
yeah.
muscular.
Kieran's got muscles for sure.
And
Yeah,
sharp
no, you're
fine
right.
I'm gonna
scale.
go and see the artisan dwarf fella. What's his name?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Let's set that meeting up.
Havar.
Asmodean's just
Give
really
me
Havar, yes.
I'm gonna click. It's the next day. Kieran, you you've kind of you basically have an appointment booked in. I assume you're going to make
Yeah.
that appointment.
Yeah.
So we'll do Kieran's thing first. So Kieran,
As well as joining.
That's fine. You're allowed to come. The others can't.
I'm just-
I think Asmillion would be very interested. To
Yeah,
begin.
exactly.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
fine.
technique, yes, exactly.
I'm gonna give them both the stink eye.
That's fine. You'll get over it, I promise.
I'll work on it. I cast Hammer.
On yourself.
Ever since Mila joined us, I lost interest anyway. So it's alright. Sorry, Kieran.
If you ever
Don't think
even
that's a
had a
problem.
chance.
Or any interest.
Yeah, like.
Oh god.
Legit, Bogador was like. I think Bogador probably looked more feminine than Kieran did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just because he likes to look after his
Or-
hair a little bit doesn't make him gay.
Said feminine, okay.
Feminine
No,
and
it's the
gay
same
are not the
bloody thing.
same thing. No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, all elves
Oh,
should be gay though.
Mila's not gay.
It's
Mila
true, though. All
Mila
elves
has to
are
preserve
gay.
the bloodline whether she likes it or not.
That
I
doesn't
wouldn't
mean you're
mind
not
if
gay.
he was gay.
That is true.
That
wouldn't be
doesn't mean
allowed
you're
to
not
watch.
gay.
Yeah,
God.
You can preserve the bloodline and still be fucking gay.
yeah.
Yeah, that happened a lot actually.
Yeah, Look at history, man.
Oh, what was the name of the fucking dude who was like appointed all of his boyfriends to the court? Oh my god.
That was
Like,
me. I did that.
I think it was a
Well,
French.
you were
dude. I
lovely.
think it was a
Who cares?
French dude. Andrew or something. Anyway, yeah. So Kieran, you make your way into a pretty fancy kind of establishment here. Well, actually, it's not so much an establishment. It's more like you're in a house, right? Of this old bronze dragonborn called Mira, and she is very old and kind of pottering around. You'd put her probably mid-80s, which is like,
That's
death's
pretty
door
old for,
yeah,
for a dragonborn.
Yeah. And she kind of like sees you into the station, or like the workshop kind of area. And there's a lot of really, and as Merlin kind of comes in as well, a lot of really peculiar and interesting looking tools and instruments in here. There is, you see this like, there's a cloth on this work table, and on that cloth, hundreds, if not thousands, of tiny little metallic, almost like they look a little bit like coins, but thinner and much smaller, and each of them has very faint little runes on them. And there's all sorts of like tools all over. lot of them look like torture instruments, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I got the sense that this was not going to be a pleasant experience.
Yeah, you've been pre-drinking. I'll say.
I mean, to be fair, I've been pre-drinking pretty much since I had that dream.
Like the whole week.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, so you're already like ready for it. And as Merlin, you kind of just watch as the process is. I mean, it kind of looks like getting a tattoo. Like Kieran is up like backwards, basically backwards on a chair, as she kind of starts around the shoulder and moves onto the back. But they attach these little runic things onto every single one of Kieran's scales, stopping like just pretty much. I'm trying to think where they wouldn't go. All over the back of the head and like around the face. Not going like right up into the eyebrows, into the mouth, into the like nostril area, or the ears either. But like basically wherever skin doesn't move a whole bunch. Like down the neck, all across the chest and the back and the arms. Avoiding the inside of like armpits and elbows. Along the back of the hands, not on the inside, because there's no scales on the inside, or the feet.
On the boss?
I would say kind of like the first foot of tail and cheeks, probably, but not like in. Basically, anywhere a weapon can hit, right? And then down to the feet. I mean, this is a week-long process. I'm just kind of like going over where this process is going to go. Each of those little runic little plates is applied basically with like a hot pin struck with a hammer. Yeah, it's probably twice as painful as getting a tattoo, and it's kind of like waxing, right? Because it's not continuous. It's literally like it taps, it hurts, that scale is sore, and then it starts to like fade, and she starts to like line up the next one, pins that one in, ow. Yeah, so it's actually maybe more manageable than a tattoo, which is like a constant pain, because you can brace for each one. It's more like getting a wax as each strip comes off.
But then it's like hundreds, almost thousands of them.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably several thousand of these things. But I mean, it's Kieran.
Asmodeus is just constantly pulling out bottles out of his bar bag now, and it's called bar bag now because it's just full of bottles of booze.
Well, liquor.
Yeah, liquor. Yeah.
Yeah. So Asmodeus is basically Kieran's
Yeah.
booze vendor.
Appreciated.
Yeah, so that's Kieran. That's Kieran's week, more or less. Obviously, if something comes up, we'll deal with that. But
it may be sore, but is it relaxing as well?
The fuck is that?
I think after, what is
that? Is that a massage chair?
I wish it was.
David?
Turn your dildo off, whoever that was.
It was David.
It was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I turned my phone on for a little bit. I didn't see it pop up on Discord, so I assumed you couldn't hear it. Sorry, my bad.
This is triple setting vibrating butt plug.
Yeah.
Let's go. That was only speed 1. Now let's kick it into maximum overdrive.
So, and then Mila and Kyo? Was it Kyo who are going to Havar? See Havar?
I would go as well. I think pretty much everybody.
I can imagine.
Here's the question. Okay, real talk. Unless you guys are going to go after Royce, nothing is going to pop up for this week as you guys collect your items and receive your things. So if we want to do the item collecting now, and I can give you guys your items. But that's the thing. This week is pretty much on rails unless one of you guys wants to take it off the rails.
The only thing I was going to say is, like, you can imagine, like, Mila got there first thing in the morning. She's having a chat with Havar now at the corner of her eye. She spots Flynn walking up and she just goes, "Oh, for God's sake, can't I go anywhere without seeing these people?"
I mean, Kyo really wants to go after Royce, but I imagine he's the only one. So
I mean,
I think he needs the others.
I think we kind of decided that it's not our place.
Yeah.
I thought we decided that we like couldn't.
Yeah.
That too.
Different.
I mean,
ranks.
my opinion is that we would literally just be
Die.
slowing down the people that are more qualified to do this.
Well, they
I mean, we
wouldn't
could
be
still
waiting
like
for
go
us
off on our own.
But why? Why would we?
I mean, you've given. To be fair, you guys have actually pretty much given away the only real lead you guys had, and like, you know what I mean. So it's kind of moot. Like, you know.
We have no way of tracking him. You know.
I mean, you did, but you shared it with them. So you're
right. That's yeah.
We've done our part.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could hear with them and talk with them what they figure out. Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing
not
that we won't see them until they
No,
actually.
that's what I'm saying.
come
Like,
back with the
Theo
body, yeah.
would be interested in following that, but I don't think anyone else is.
Well, we know the story about yeah. It's like
Yeah,
Keegan doesn't really.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong. You're not wrong. You are the only one.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
Asmodean does want to go to the bank so he can actually sign, so he knows what the fuck is the mission is about.
Right, we will get to that. Yeah, we will get to that.
In fact, I'm
let's do
Mila could
items.
escort you there.
Well, let's do items first. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll do Mila because Mila doesn't have anything like, you know, on
Wait,
delivery.
Mila got an item?
No,
Well,
I'm
that's the
about to
thing.
order one.
So
You want
yeah,
to
so
order one?
Mila, you know, Havar's
Hello,
more
Havar.
than set up a meeting. You'll probably have had to have paid $1,000 for that to set up a meeting with him.
You mean Father would have, waived that fee for me because?
No,
I'm very
I think that's
important.
coming. I think that's coming from your pocket.
Yeah,
You
35,000 or something.
Here's the thing.
Daddy
Here's the
can't do
thing.
everything.
No. Here's the thing. Real
I
talk.
know, I'm
David wants to spend Daddy's money as much as possible, but Mila knows that she will get her
Yeah,
ass
of course.
very quickly if she's going out into town shopping on Daddy's card.
It's as I said earlier on. Like I feel like I have one big purchase, and if it's ridiculous, like Father will just
You have
cut
to.
me off
You
immediately.
have to. Yeah, you have to justify what you're spending.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you-
mean,
the,
I'll
the
pay
dangerous thing is you have access to the money. Like it's definitely a case of asking for forgiveness before you ask for permission. You know what I mean?
Don't you have like
You
a
don't have to
checkbook or
clear it.
something?
Yeah, she
I do.
literally.
I have a.
But she has that. She has that because she's
I'm
been a fucking
responsible with money.
dweeb ass nerd
Yep.
and earned the trust. So
Yep.
you wouldn't do anything like exciting with it anyway, unless like further down the line, you know.
Like tomorrow, I might get a bit crazy and order an extra bottle of wine at the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably like anything under 100 gold doesn't even blip up on the radar.
Probably. It's like I can
So-
imagine, like I will at some point probably be getting like some kind of.
That's a fifth of my net worth at the moment.
Like I can imagine Father right now is like currently writing an angry letter, just going, "Why did you take them into the elf club, and why did you spend £5,000 on wine?"
He wouldn't write that. His accountant would. Who
Dear-
manages the account?
Dear Lady L'Oreal, I'm writing to let you know that your father is displeased at the amount. of
No,
money
let's
you spent
do
on
that. Let's
wine."
do that because you would actually get that contact. How it's basically just a pretty standard thing. Of like we noticed that like, you know, let's say $5,000 charge came up at this club. Like, what was the purpose? And like that's the word purpose because obviously you wouldn't spend it without a reason.
Okay, so I mean, am I talking to an accountant or am I?
No.
writing a
This
letter?
is literally just correspondence. So just drop me some key
I
points.
write a letter back and say, Father asked me to go on a mission to help some friends. And in order for me to complete that mission, I had to try and convince some others to come along. Therefore, I
So
figured I'd go
yeah,
out and wine and dine them.
it was diplomatic reasons for.
If he's gonna,
sake of-
if Father's got a problem with that, I'm gonna be having fucking
No.
words.
You do like 2 days later get a letter back saying that like that is acceptable.
Also, Father says he loves you.
No, you definitely do not get that.
No, absolutely not.
No way. The account.
I
is
would
fucking
be,
long
I
X's
would
and
be
O's.
extremely lucky if I met my father in person and I got more than a nod and Mila.
You
Hello,
see your
Father.
dad like at the most once a year.
Hmm.
You know.
Because he's keeping me busy, you see. Because he loves me. He wants me to have a career.
I mean, to be fair, yes, but also he is just extremely fucking busy himself. It's more that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Hey man,
And
he's
it's
got,
not-
he's,
it's
he's
not
got
like-
some grand
it's not-
plans.
It's not like you're on the outs either, but there are quite a few siblings, I would imagine.
How old is your
No, I want to be an only child.
How old is your father?
I don't know if elves live for so long. That makes no fucking sense.
Oh,
I imagine that I imagine elf families happen really slowly, but over the course of hundreds of years, you probably get like at least 10 in most major families.
No, but I feel like when I was born, Father would be like, well, she's fucking perfect. All right, love, we don't need to try anymore. She's brilliant. I like this one.
Yeah, you would. That's
I'm
because here's the thing.
definitely-
You can write your character, but as when it comes to the family, that's a joint process of writing.
I'm absolutely the family favorite, though. Only I've got a checkbook.
In your opinion.
I will say that much. Yes, you are the only one who's been trusted with a checkbook. Your family's got some fuck ups in it.
Oh, that's gonna come back and bite me in the arse.
You shall become the fuck up.
I'm gonna say you're like the third child, and both of your older sister and brother. You don't talk about those two around.
Well, I'm actually fairly young for an elf. I'm pretty much like 19, 20 in elf years, I guess. So
yeah.
I guess we could say that like I do have like 3 or 4 siblings, maybe, but not 10.
Let's say that there's 2 above you and 3 below you, and obviously the ones below you are kids. Yeah, the ones below you are kids, but you're the oldest one that's trusted, which is why you're in your position.
And I'm very special.
Yes. You believe that without a shadow of a doubt?
Yes, I do.
Okay, anyway, enough backstory. How can I help you, Lady Mila?
Pleasure to meet you, Havar.
What are you in the market for?
Well, I'm going to need some whatever sorceress substitute you may have for armor. I'm in the market for something rather pricey and rather good.
So, that might be tricky. It's typically very difficult for people who wield sorcery to don armor.
Well, after
he takes stock of your items, and you do have that mage armor item, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I think on top of that, we could maybe work out some kind of bracer of defense situation. Are bracers of defense attunement, guys? I think they are, aren't they, to raise AC?
So yeah,
Everything
it's
in
like
the
2 AC is
creature's
pretty powerful.
Because here's the thing, right? You've got 3 attunement slots already. Yeah, you've got your mage armor thing, which is gonna, real talk, that's gonna be better AC boost than like any bracer of defense can give you. Having mage
Any
armor.
kind of enchanted robes I may be able to wear?
This is the thing. We're talking about, like, if you've got 3 attunement slots. You've got your claws, you've got your boots, and you've got your choker of mage armor. So you're gonna have to figure out something to drop to get more AC. Here's the thing, though. You use your spells for that. That's why you have shields and your mage armor.
Yep.
It's something you have to take into account as a sorcerer.
Yes.
He's be able to flip shit out.
I would be prepared to drop the bracer if a more powerful item could be found. It is a priceless family heirloom, but I could have it disenchanted, whatever.
Sure. I will look into what we can do, but this is pretty effective already. I think anything particularly stronger is going to set you back a lot of money. How much are you thinking of spending?
Well, I could put a deposit down around about 60,000.
Okay, now we're talking. Yeah, so that might be
59.
doable. 59, yeah, of course. Yeah, that might be doable.
And of course, anything above that, I'd be prepared to. Of course, if you are, perhaps.
What is your ceiling? What is your absolute limit? I'll try and find you something around 60,000, but I might be able to find you something a bit more. I think it would keep in mind, though, that I can't promise any immediate delivery on these kind of items. Obviously, they're sourced all across the world in all sorts of different condition and locations. But
let's say
I can also keep my ears open, and if anything that kind of is in the realm of what you're looking for kind of comes to my attention.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I would need this item rather quickly. You see, I do have a function I need to attend fairly soon.
I think I'm going to. I am not going to be able to get you anything better than what you've currently got pretty much any time in the next month.
Okay, then that's no problem. I could always come and get it later.
Yeah. So
Well, I would say my
if you
my
want
upper
to
limit will
leave,
be.
if you want to leave a check with me, I will if something comes into my attention, which I know is what you're looking for, I will basically just get it for you. Make sure it doesn't, slip out of your fingers while you're away.
Well, the absolute maximum I could give you a check for is 59,000. Anything else I would have to pay at a later date.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
Of course, I'll only cash the check if something comes up.
I'm more than happy to leave a check with you then. For what amount would you like? The whole amount?
Let's say, under these circumstances, that's typically how I can get my best prices. So I'm gonna say, leave it for 50,000.
No.
I'll be able to. I
Okay.
can make. Yeah, I can make under these circumstances. I can make 50,000 talk like 75.
Okie dokie. And of course, I would. Well, actually, I have. I can't write.
I mean, that 60,000, isn't that your total winnings?
Yeah.
So you do have more. You do have more. If that's just your winnings, then you
no,
have
that's-
more.
no,
It's just not
No,
on.
that's
you.
my total. That's my total amount. Full
After the
stop.
winnings.
After the
Okay.
winnings.
Okay. Well, I mean, at the very least, if you take 10 grand on you and leave 50 in your bank, then it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just let me real quick.
And of course,
There we
you do
go.
still have your checkbook on you, so if you need
I
to, you
do-
can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the items. So over the course of the next week, members of the party are getting.
And for this, by the way, I'm super curious.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is actually over the course of the next week. So it's just a case of like how much time you'd be spending with the party.
At some point, I would ask where Asmodean
We've got
is.
time. We've got time. So let's actually do that first. Let's do the bank thing first with Asmodean. Are you there, Mifrix?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Yeah. So, would you go with Mila as well, or?
Well, she's the contact person at the bank.
Yeah.
I can imagine like one morning he walks out of the guild headquarters and I'm just waiting there for him.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. So, So Mila kind of takes you to the bank.
I would ask him about Ustrugan on the way, by the way.
Just kind of like small talk, picking up the details, kind of stuff. Yeah.
So why?
Here's
did
a flat question. Is anyone giving up information about Xantum and the journey you guys took with Ustrugan and your relationship with Ustrugan past leaving the mansion? Like, that's something I assume you told.
We just told that we didn't
Royce's
kill-
party, basically that you found him at the mansion and you left him at the mansion.
Yeah.
I'm not volunteering any extra
Yeah.
information.
There is
Yeah.
not
Only the
a lot more
necessary.
information.
Yeah.
There is a lot more information,
I
but
mean, there is about
you know.
Xantum, but Ustrugan did not follow us there.
Ustrugan went with us.
Ustrugan was
Yeah,
with you the whole
Ustrugan
time
was
with
with
us.
us.
He turned into a
Yeah.
dragon. He attacked the big fucker.
Ustrugan and
He escaped
Xantum
with us.
Wait.
got along
No,
very well.
Xantum
Yeah.
attacked the big fucker.
Yeah, Xantum
Xantum went Super Saiyan.
But Ustrugan was with us, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he flew back with us through the portal back out. Right?
Yeah.
Ustrugan, Ustrugan totally survived that with you guys.
Oh yeah, because he liked Xantum.
Yeah. He barely hung out with you guys at all. It was just like him and Xantum pretty much like on the Todd.
It's like, I guess you guys can come along if you want.
So you head down into the vault. You set up a meeting. Pretty smooth at this point. You know, you guys are both known.
But I don't
Back.
think I would tell Mila that.
The only thing I would say is it appeared you talked to the beast while he was taking Royce. What on earth was all that about? Do you know him?
Well, as we said,
I
no,
wasn't
you
there.
weren't there.
She
You
was
weren't
there
there.
yesterday.
Yeah.
What did you say to whom?
Well, we told the Haven about him. Haven and the rest.
About him, so you do know him.
Yeah, we do know him. We had a quest to.
Oh, the Blue
Take
Dragon
down-
quest. I seen that
yeah.
on the notice board. You
Yeah.
were the people who took it down. Ooh.
But yeah, we
I
left
came
him.
back to the capital very quickly, so we all just assumed you couldn't find it.
That
We
was
found-
the
we
official
f-
story. The
yeah,
official story is that you guys couldn't find it.
We just said that because we didn't want to.
So that was the Blue
Fight
Dragon
him.
you were sent to hunt, I assume.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Case of Lynch, aren't you?
That was a great wow.
So, why didn't you kill it again?
Are you here?
Kyo isn't here, actually.
Wait, I thought we were at the Smith again.
No, it's just the two of them. Because obviously you guys have all agreed to
We've
leave.
signed.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's in getting the scales.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep that moving. I do kind of
Yeah.
want to wrap up everything I've got here.
Yeah.
Because we've really not played on much tonight, considering we've had disconnects and pissing about for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's only Sareem. Namala is not around at this point, seeing as you guys just showed up, but that's fine. He lays out the details of the. Well, by details, there's actually not a lot of details. That's actually going to be covered, closer to the time you guys set off.
Yeah.
But it's basically just letting you know that once you sign it, he explains how the single goal of the mission is the assassination of the Emperor.
Yeah, after I signed it, I get to hear that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, at least now I know what's going on.
How would the small interact that, by the way?
I can't imagine Esmeralda would be particularly averse to assassination.
No, it's like...
Hmm.
Yeah. Small is...
You're true neutral, aren't
Yeah, true
you? So
neutral.
you wouldn't care.
Yeah.
He is a pretty famously bad dude as well.
Esmolian?
No, the Emperor.
Oh, the Emperor. I'm like, yeah, Esmolian is bad as fuck.
I was going
He's like,
to told the dude once for no fucking reason, so...
I've electrocuted a lot
He
of
wants
people.
chain lightning poor people.
At the behest of nobody.
Nobody
asked him to.
I'm walking
Nobody
around with
told
two
him to.
corpses
He
in my
opened the
bag
door
right now.
and then once and he just killed the 4 fucking people because he felt like it. Questions. He kills people.
Then he told us to gather up their corpses and put them into the back of the
I'm still walking around with.
I can't believe you still.
later.
That's insane.
I think we still should. How far did I get into the book? No, I bought a book. I remember that I bought a book
the
of
language
languages. Yeah.
I mean, it's a compendium
You
of
want
like.
everybody a shitload of money, you know.
Hey, David, shut up.
Sorry. All but one person with a shitload of money. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm still working on getting the language.
Yeah. Well, you can't. Like I've told you, you can't learn the language from that book, but you've learned more about the language.
Yeah.
And you know it's related to the Underdark, Drow, Duergar, races like that.
Yeah.
Because obviously, casting a spell that lets you speak a language doesn't give you any knowledge or context of the language itself. So
Brian said he wants 10% of all of our winnings.
Oh yeah, you give Brian 500,000 space gold from me.
Can you take on some of my losses?
He takes
Message
10% of your loss.
He did want me to say that, haha, you lost money.
By the way, Brooke, on the way
Yeah?
back, I would like to stop by a potion shop and buy their entire stock if possible.
Okay. Cool.
That is something we'll sort later, but that's very doable. That is very doable. Okay, Christmas. So, first up, Kyo, you. Oh God, where's my fucking notes? Oh, Flynn.
Yeah.
This is the one I've been looking forward to. This is the present I've been waiting to watch.
Yeah,
be opened.
where's the picture of the rings? We need to see a picture of the rings.
Oh, I gave you can't find an exact picture of the rings, but I imagine them like the Mandarin's rings.
Yeah.
They should be up
Flynn.
there. We gotta
They'll
go
be
so
up there.
far.
They'll be up there somewhere.
Yeah.
DMG, something you'd been asking for a while.
Who?
Oh yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah. I always kept.
I thought we were doing half, but 2. I thought we were doing that.
Fine.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so Kyo, where is your toy? Is up here. I think the rings would probably be the last one in.
Yes.
Because they're coming all the way from
I'd
Kuba.
imagine so.
So Kyo, you get your just so you know, you have 10 times plus 3 javelins in a quiver of return. It's not an achievement. You just keep it on your person. The javelins will return to the quiver after probably like 10 seconds. This is
So,
very
10
Royce, by
javelins
the way.
and quiver of returning.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this is very Royce. This is like Royce's setup. All of his javelins are like elemental dragon javelins.
And also have a javelin of lightning as well.
Well, that's the spear of lightning.
Well, yeah, but I
That's-
have a javelin of lightning.
Oh yeah,
Kind-
yeah,
kind of.
yeah, which can go in there as well. And here's your hook launcher, which I've given in very bullet points. Yeah, I'm just going to drop all of these into the general chat, by the way.
Could I have anywhere I could try this out?
Yeah, sure. You can just try it out around the forge.
You can try it on me if you want.
So I've adjusted
Alright.
some of the things. It's a flat Dex 17 save, so pretty dodgeable for fast things, you know. On hit, target is grappled, which I wrote twice. Target makes a DC 20 strength check. That is much more doable than the 30 I had previously said, but 24 is still really fucking hard. You're going to be like, that's like dragons or giants or things of that scale are the only things that can really realistically hit DC 24 with any, you know. Actually, no, I'm going to adjust that to 26.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, adjust that to 26. Tether stays
I
attached.
remember that shit was awesome.
And while the tether is attached, you can use a bonus action strength contested strength check to attempt to pull the creature, which is context sensitive. Obviously, something lighter can travel. You can pull more. Something bigger, pull less. Typically, anything like medium size, like human size, you can pull 10 feet. Bigger things, to a degree, like a bear, for example, you can pull 5 feet.
How about like a freaking titan? Can I then grapple myself to them? Wasn't that part of it too?
Yeah. I mean, it attaches itself to whatever you shoot at. It's so the target, the magical part of this thing is actually the grapple itself, which magically adheres to its target. It doesn't penetrate like a
Dick.
Yeah,
Someone
like a
had to
dick
say it.
or
Someone had to say it.
or like a fish hook. A fish
Okay.
hook is a better thing. It doesn't
Alright.
like go in, you know. Yeah. So it actually kind of looks like a 4-pronged suction cup, more than anything else. Yeah, there's no sharp
Milk
parts
them
on the.
titties.
There's no sharp parts on the grapple.
Okay.
I
mean,
and it
I
attaches itself to your wrist.
guess I try him a little bit.
Oh, it's got a 10-pound weight as well.
Hey, Joe, so he's Spider-Man now?
No, I'm
You
Raymond.
can totally like. I guess it's more like Indiana Jones's whip than Spider-Man.
You need to get
But
another
yeah.
one.
I shoot it directly up into the air.
It attaches to the ceiling.
Alright. And I go straight up.
Yeah. So if you, the fastest it pulls is 15 feet per turn.
Okay.
For 10 seconds.
It's still pretty fast. It's
It's
like faster
decent.
than anyone
It's-
can climb like straight up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the whole point. Yeah, for sure.
Kyo, what happens if I hold on to you?
Actually, put it 20 feet per second. That's 3 turns to its max. Yeah.
Okay. And then I let myself down again. Yeah, this seems effective.
And there is a release as well, which you can untether if you need to, because that could make it pretty bad. If you tether onto something that you don't want to be tethered onto, like a train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
So,
you'd be the one having to make the DC 24 strength check.
Tries to go over a wall. Dragon flies by, catches the dragon. Bye bye.
Okay, it was nice knowing you, you
Yeah.
beautiful bastard.
Okay.
Well,
next up,
everything's in
Dusty.
order, I suppose. So, pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your new toys.
Oh, I will.
So
Chaos proceeds to grapple hook the entire way back to the fucking quarters.
you get your +2 adamantine armor with cold resistance. So
Nice.
basically, it's +2 crit immunity, cold resistance. Fire resistance. You changed it, didn't you?
Fire, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You
that's-
have your haversack and you have your pulse shield, which is +1.
Yeah, 3 AC is
Yeah, so +1 is 3 AC.
yeah.
There you go. Pulse shield. So it's a +1 shield, but once per day, you can repel an enemy in melee range with an energy blast after they attack you but miss. So like that applies to your shield of faith. Even if you're rocking like an AC of like 23, if they miss with a 22, that triggers it.
Okay.
But it has to be melee. Because basically what that is you're making the miss be a shield block, and then you're pushing them back from that.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
That's actually really awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cheap item as well, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's only a +1, and it's a once per day use, so it's very like context sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
Next to arrive is the Mind Stone staff.
Woohoo! Asmodean, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is a beefy fucking item. It's a +3, so that's +3 to your spell attack and to your spell save DC.
Oh god. Nice.
Yeah. So even on top of everything else, a +3 staff is huge. 2 charges, 1 recharges daily. Once per charge, you can summon a mind clone which exists as a quantum proxy body. And then, we've talked through all of the things.
So you can keep it up, but there's no time limit, right? For the
No time limit. Yeah.
I just right away use it.
Oh, hello, me.
Hello, me.
Well, you would have to attune to it. It is 100%
okay.
attunement.
You start looking
yeah,
at the clone,
yeah.
just going, do you know what? I really
And your
should have
armor
shaved
is
last night.
attunement, by the way. Dusty, your armor is attunement, but your shield is not, apparently. Shields are not attunement.
Really?
Oh, I found the ring picture.
Fuck, nice, thanks.
Yes, that's what I linked. Yeah. That's very much what I was thinking of them. They do all have jewels in, but that's definitely the kind of like what you're going to be dealing with. And yeah, last is the rings. So pretty simple. They come in this very ornate box. So so Flynn, who else is going to be with Flynn for this? I imagine you'd pull people along when your thing finally arrived.
Yeah.
Kieran won't be here, obviously. Kieran's getting their tats. But I don't know. Asmo, this is literally at the end. Like
This could be a different day, even too.
Oh, so you only went one day?
It's a whole week. That's the thing.
Yeah,
it's a whole week.
It's a whole week of me doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's million. Let's just say everyone's there, except for Kieran.
Wait. No other rings can be worn.
Yeah, you would have to take off other rings.
Oh, okay. That means I've got a ring of protection going.
No thanks.
For grabs.
We'll figure that out later.
Yeah,
we will figure that out later.
Use that maybe. Let's see what do I need to draw.
By grabs, he means he's going to charge you for it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any money.
I think it's a Ring of Protection 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, +1.
So you see this fairly big black chest, right? Which Havar hefts up onto the table pretty easily. It's about the size of a laundry basket, this chest. It is sealed with some runic seals, which Havar gets a special chisel and breaks. And he's like, well, this is what we've been waiting for. He seems pretty interested to see these rings, by the way. They are kind of they're very, even for him, a very unusual item to come through his workshop. You crack open the chest, and inside the chest is 2 severed hands. 8 rings on each hand.
8 rings on each hand, yeah?
So it's 4 rings on each hand, yeah. On the fingers, none on the thumbs. Yeah, so he was like, oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Guess that makes sense, yeah.
That's the only way you'll get rid of those rings, eh?
I mean, the hands are Kublin, and by Kublin I mean black. But there is a note that basically just says connect the fingertips.
Oh,
Connect
right,
the
okay.
fingertips.
Yeah.
You cannot touch those.
Hold his hand.
Havar kind of very delicately goes, he reads a note and he's like, okay, this is going to be interesting. And he picks up the hands by the wrists and he holds them out to you. And yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Do it.
It's getting real now, isn't it, dude?
First, I will take off my ring of protection.
That's probably a good idea. before
and put it in my pocket.
Yeah,
I'd imagine I have a few other decorative rings.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Again, put them in pocket.
Yeah. Give it a cheeky knuckle crack.
And just put my fingers up against the tips, tip to tip.
Just the tip.
Touching the
tip to tip.
As soon as you do, in a really disturbingly fast motion, all 8 rings slide along the dead corpse's fingers. 2 of the fingers actually get degloved as that happens, and slide straight onto your fingers. No resistance, no resistance at all. They just slide along. No, it doesn't pull or scrape or anything nasty. And yeah, they fit perfectly, like a fucking glove. Holy shit!
Do they change size?
Yes, they
I'd
would have
imagine they
changed
would
size
adjust,
a little, yeah, but nothing super
Just to
visible.
make them a perfect fit.
Exactly, they perfectly fit. Yeah.
I just want to know.
Who invented these things? It's like, I've got these amazing rings, but you know what would make them even more amazing? If they could never come off.
You know
Finger
who
bang.
Mila, you know who you think we're all weirdos?
Mila's not here, and that was me speaking, not her.
Is she not?
Mila's not here?
Mila could be if she wanted.
I would have expected her to be here.
Yeah.
Well, nobody
Flynn
told me
would
that
have
Flynn was
wandered
going to
here.
do something stupid, otherwise she would definitely have been here.
Oh, I think I would have told her.
I definitely Flynn would. Yeah, Flynn would have told you. Yeah, you would have been invited ad nauseum.
Oh, in that case, then I'm here to watch him
stuff.
suffer.
I'm getting my sick rings. Do you want to come see me put my sick rings on, baby?
I just want to.
What kind of rings? The kind I can't take off. I'm in.
I just want to stand there looking at them.
Yeah, and you can feel the power
Examining
from them as well. Hey, Flynn, try taking one off.
No.
I try pulling one off.
Flynn,
Yeah.
take one off. Go on.
You get one hand, I'll get the other.
Yeah, all right,
Stick
deal.
both hands out, and I go one to Dusty, one to Keo,
Yeah.
and see what happens.
They don't budge, and it very quickly gets a little painful because it feels like they're pulling the skin.
Neela's just like
All
stuck
right,
back to going.
I should stop before the finger comes off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
That was absolutely worth leaving the hotel for. Stupendous.
Asmodean just walks up and just sees if you can just turn them. Like you can actually
Oh,
just
they
turn
do
them around.
actually. They are adjustable. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to check that.
Yeah. If you have like an itch underneath them, you can kind of like, you can kind of jostle them around a bit. Pulling them off now is not happening. Like there is a little bit of leeway. There's maybe like at most a centimeter of leeway one way and the other. But
So
like,
you can't
all the
clean
way
under
off-
them.
Hmm?
You can't
Yeah.
clean under them.
They're not gonna get they're not gonna get too stanky. But yeah.
Oh shit!
I think that's.
I
everyone's
wonder what
regular
happens
items,
if we
guys.
chop off a finger. Do you mind if we chop off a finger?
They
Says
will come off
Asmodean
one
asking.
day.
I say, go ahead. Put your hand down then, Asmodean.
No.
And I get my decorative knife out of the sheath and ready
No,
to.
I'm asking you. What? Oh,
No,
you want
you're
me-
not cut.
I mean,
won't
they
cut off one of
did.
your
They did say
So-
that only way to get them off is to cut off the fingers or
The hands.
when someone died.
Detach them from the body. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So that is one way. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, does the set then break? Does it not work anymore?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
No, I think Main Brick spoke about this actually. I can still use them if I lose a hand. It's just if I lose one hand, I've still got 4 of the rings, and it'd be like half. I could use half of them.
Interesting.
We didn't speak about that.
Did we
You're
not?
gonna have to find out how that'll work.
I suppose it's really interesting.
only one way to find out.
Okay, I've got to work out how to fucking use this now. Also, there's my armor as well.
By far the most important thing to keep in mind is the bonus action.
Yeah.
Being able to cast spells as a bonus action is huge.
Wasn't it only a level 2 spell though?
No. So the way it works is it just ask Mila because you have exactly the same mechanics as Quicken Spell.
Okay.
Okay, quick and spell.
So-
you said to only max.
Yeah. So Quicken Spell, one of your spells, either your it doesn't matter which way around you cast them. You could cast a level 8 bonus action spell, but the other can be no higher than level 2.
Okay.
And you cannot cast 2 damaging spells. You can cast a damaging spell and then use. No, you won't be able to do. Hang on, how would that work? You could cast a damaging cantrip and then a damaging spell as a bonus action. Like the only way you can do 2 attacks is a spell and a cantrip.
Well, I don't
which
do lots
is
of attacks
actually
anyway, so.
which is actually rules as written.
Yeah.
I don't do lots of damaging attacks anyway.
Like that is kind of the way that Quicken Spell is supposed to work. Is you're supposed to use a cantrip as your main action, and then a spell as your bonus.
I mean, you can do some pretty beefy cantrips.
Yeah, they do. They do
Yeah.
scale pretty well.
Yeah.
They do actually, especially the good ones like Toll the Dead and shit.
Okay, so what I've done is I put him like that, and then I'll just click on the spell afterwards. So I'll do so like fireball, like that. Afterwards.
You can just tell me. You just be like, I'm going to cast Fireball, and then I'm going to cast Healing Word as a bonus action.
With my ring.
Oh no, God, I'm going to cast Fireball, and then I'm going to cast Invisibility as a bonus action.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit, that is totally doable.
Fireball and invisibility.
Yeah.
What level's Fireball?
Fireball's level 3, isn't it? No, it's level
Fireball's
2.
level.
No, it's level 3.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Okay, how about this? I'm gonna cast. I don't even know what a fucking really high level spell is for you. Eye Bite.
Eye Bite is a 6th level.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Eye Bite, and then I'm gonna cast Invisibility.
Is invisibility level 2?
Yeah, Invisibility is great. Great Invisibility.
Yeah,
is-
great invisibility.
Yeah.
That's quite insane.
Yeah. Okay, who's up for playing another 20 minutes?
Well, I've still got to
me?
get my armor anyway.
Yeah, I could.
Your armor. What armor did I have for you? Oh yeah, it's just a +2 Mithril chain shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me on that.
So, my Mithril chain shirt didn't give me anything, did it?
No, so you actually just get +2 AC.
But I'm taking off the ring of protection, so my AC only goes off by 1. So it becomes
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got a ring of protection for sale.
He says, I could actually just swap that out for a cloak of protection if you want.
Is it?
Havar says that, yeah. So
Do
the
I have to attune to it?
Yes, yeah, of course you do. I mean, the ring is of attunement as well.
Yeah.
You also have to attune to your +2 mithril chain armor, I believe. You have to attune to armor, right?
No.
You don't?
We talked about this.
No, the mithril chain item shirt gave me a +1 anyway. No.
I think only if there's like an actual enchantment that gives you a bonus, like like resistance.
Sure.
Because I was never attuned to it before. You just gave it to me.
The mithril you don't need to attune to. It's just a flat material. It's not magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
magical items.
So you should definitely have attunement for cloak of protection. Yeah. I mean, a cloak of protection and the ring of protection are very similar items that Havat will have lying around.
Yeah.
He's more than happy just to swap them out for you.
How much is a ring of protection worth nowadays?
Ring of protection is worth.
I think it was like 7,000 at level 1.
I want to say 4,000, but let me just get my price list up.
+1.
Item prices. Here we go. Cookie. Okay, whatever. Control F, protection. Ring of protection and cloak of protection are both worth 3,500 gold.
Yeah. Alright, I turn out to the party. Right, guys, I got a ring of protection. We'll start bidding at, say, 4 grand.
Oh, fuck off.
I just love the idea of Kilgan, like, this is the one that made it. This is the thing that made him break.
Havar kind of like
oh, fuck off.
Havar leaning against the table just like chuckles and says, I can beat that. 3.5.
I will give you.
Have you got anything to trade me?
On it at all.
To trade me for my ring of protection?
I
Otherwise,
have
I'll
some
trade
common
it.
clothes.
Yeah, just out of curiosity,
on the achievements,
how much is the Javelin of Lightning price at?
Javelin of Lightning. Of course, you can't sell them to him for
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to make a bit of profit.
Although, to be fair, you do actually get it's 1,500 for a Javelin of Lightning. Pretty common item, to be honest.
Okay, well, no, I can't even afford it then, even if I didn't tell him.
I can buy you one if you need one. You need one, Kyugen?
Just swap it out for the cloak. Let's not fucking drag it out.
I can just buy him one. Do you need
Yeah,
one?
I will swap it out.
I could use one, yeah. Like, I haven't gotten any use out of the Javelin of Lightning. Its use seems too specific.
Especially now you have +3 javelins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm swapping out.
Is the Javelin of Lightning achievement?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Make it not attunement because that's stupid. It shouldn't be. It's such a one item. It shouldn't be attunement. Ring of the Ram, I would say yes because it is far more useful, far more applications, and it actually has charges. You don't have to go fucking fetching it every time you throw it. Yeah, but the Javelin of Lightning should not be attunement.
Oh wait, so it's not his actual thing that is returning. So the bag is not the returning aspect.
The bag is the returning. So the Javelin of Lightning would return from the bag.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wait,
Yeah,
it
but
might
of course
not
it would be used up.
actually be attunement, but I think I've used it as attunement.
I don't know. Just make it not. Even if it is, I don't think it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I could definitely use like a ring of protection.
Okay, yeah, 3,500.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess
because,
I'll sell the Javelin of Lightning for 1,000 or 1,000.
No, I can buy you the cloak. That's fine. I'll pay for the what do you need, a ring or the cloak?
Either or.
I think
really.
maybe
the cloak.
Ring.
Because
really, you want a cloak for Kyo?
No, you're right. A ring.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Yeah,
Ring
ring
is a
makes more
cloak.
sense.
So I'm removing 3,500 for my money.
Cool. Okay, let's
Thank
say
you.
that's done.
No
I
worries.
want to now move on to the first real planning session for the upcoming mission.
But what about my
Uh,
potions?
Oh, we'll do that. We'll do that. Well, remind me next session.
I'm
because I
fucking with
actually,
you. I'm fucking
I
Is
don't
my tattoo
yeah.
finished?
So,
Finish the tattoo process and then.
That
yeah, the
finished?
tattoo process is finished, and I'm linking it now.
Sweet. Yay.
Yeah, Brooke, just make it like I'll be spending 10,000 gold on potions. There you go. Like random assortment of potions.
Oh shit.
My
Okay.
favorite kind of
Rick,
potions.
with the rings,
I should
Have
use
I
useful
can
potions,
cast
Yeah, useful potion.
like CC abilities, yeah? If I wanted to.
Yes, but obviously concentration applies.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Okie dokie.
Okay, so yeah, Kieran's all done. You're all kitted out in your new armor and stuff. The town has kind of died down since the events of the melee. There was obviously, as you can imagine, there was a lot of shock regarding it. A lot of headlines, a lot of disappointment, really, and nervousness. Royce still has not shown up. Neither has Podrick, Cian, or Haven. You haven't heard word from any of them throughout the week, but it is now time to start planning your own business. You're not immediately going to be setting off. This is just the planning mission. So yeah, you guys make your way back down to a place that you're getting pretty familiar with at this point, the underbelly of the Elvish Bank, where Sareem, Namala, Leomir, Mila, and two others elves, one far older looking elf who isn't introduced, and a kind of middle-aged looking female elf, let's say half elf actually, and her name is, 1 second,
Tracy.
No, it is.
It's hard to come up with, like, you know, with the bloke names. You got like Dave,
It's
Steve, Terry,
it's just
Jeff.
it's Lariel. It's
Lariel.
Yeah.
Hey, it's one letter away from mine.
Mila.
Lariel. That's my second name.
Oh, whatever. Elvish names all fucking sound the same anyway.
I was only joking anyway.
Let's say Lariella then. Yeah, sorry. So you guys all sit down. Sareem is kind of like stood up doing the kind of, you know, the presentation, so to speak, and
does he have a chalkboard?
I really want to think he has props. I'm just trying to think what.
Does he have a
makes
stick
sense
to where
as.
he can point to
I'm
stuff
gonna
on
say,
the chalkboard
yeah,
and say, "This is
he
when
does
we go
have it.
here"?
Yeah, he has a chalkboard. I think that makes
Fantastic.
sense. Yeah. So.
Are there extra
So-
seats because one of my clone will also have an.
Are you really?
Always, always active.
Here's the thing. It is pretty hefty concentration.
Yeah, true.
So that would be extremely difficult to maintain for very long periods of time.
You've been doing checks all day.
But it would be so fun.
I mean, it's something you could pull out as a party trick for like half an hour, but like just walking around town, it's gonna be like,
yeah.
I mean, it would be like walking everywhere on a tightrope almost. It would get old.
Brooke, just so you know,
With a
next
meeting there, you
level,
can pull out your phone.
next level, I'll be getting a spell that gives me another clone, so I'll be walking around with 3.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna stop you from doing that.
Yeah. Seeing the
like
lab room is gonna
whack-a-mole.
be so much fun.
Wait, I can't wait until one of them turns evil. Then, and you're like,
Oh, by the way,
shoot! Which one do I shoot?
By the way, when is our next level, you think?
Not for a while, because I fast-tracked you for 2 levels during the Royale.
Yeah.
I mean, that is by far your most epic achievement, and I think it was definitely worthy of 2 levels worth of experience. But you haven't done really anything major since then, and like,
did we
it
level
will be,
I know. It's just been
it
a
will be a
while.
while before you level up again.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay.
apologies.
Well,
Which I think is more than fair. I think I was really.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was very. It took me a while to decide whether or not I wanted to give you 2 levels from the melee. From
did
the
we get
Royale,
the extra level after we've killed everyone, or did we get it? I think before the second.
Before we started and when afterwards.
Yeah, and we also got the choice between a feat and a level. We chose the feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was large stuff.
Everyone should be around level 12.
Yeah, we're all level
Everyone's
12.
12. Yeah.
Am I
Yeah,
level 12?
13. Yes, you are.
Yay.
Wait,
I
level
don't know why, but I assumed I'd be a level below everyone else. I thought that's how you would. And I'm really talking myself into a pit here, but I've started to all finish. I thought at the beginning of the campaign that you said if somebody's character dies, then the new character would be a level below everyone else.
But you're not dead.
No,
No,
because
because
Kyo
dead.
came.
Might
Kyo
be.
came at the same time. Yeah, no, I'm throwing that one out.
It was
I
only
do
on
think
Flynn.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
it was only on Flynn, just because I didn't feel like his background really lent itself to being a really high level bard. But it's kind of the case of like I don't want to, punish anyone for dying.
It's too
Like,
much work as well to keep track of this.
An XP punishment for dying is kind of not fun. So, yeah. Okay,
Especially
so
if you sacrifice your life for your friends. Like, that's kind of shitty. You come back a level lower.
Dickhead.
blah, blah. Okay. So Serene kind of starts off. He says, "So the mission is pretty simple: kill the Emperor by any means, make it look like an accident, and get out alive." It's pretty open-ended. So the thing is an opportunity like this does not come around very often. Infiltrating Fries has always been extremely difficult, to say the least. We have lost countless operatives over the years trying to get intelligence in that country. We are more or less going in blind. We have very, very little to go on from the palace, especially. The main bit of intelligence we do have is almost certainly confirmed that the Emperor's son, the next in line, is sympathetic to the cause of peace between Thrice and Haven. The Emperor, not so much. So the pretense is that we will be conducting a kind of a diplomatic mission, but the main reason is that the Emperor wishes to meet the Hounds of Middleton, the winners of the Grand Royale. So there will be a lot of diplomacy and dinners and banquets and stuff to sit through. I assume we will be briefed a lot more on what to expect once we meet up with the Frisian envoy, which we will be meeting at the border of Haven. And they will be escorting us to the capital of Thrice. This is definitely going to be a dangerous mission. Thrice is not a nice place. Its security is top notch. Like, top notch is an understatement. The fact that we have never been able to really infiltrate the palace to any reasonable degree really should speak for itself. You have probably all heard of the legendary executioners of Thrice.
Totally.
Maybe it kind of here and there, probably mostly myths and rumors and urban legends. But the executioners of Thrice are basically 8 of the most powerful warriors, magicians, enchanters, and spies that the nation can gather, all of which working to secure national security and quell dissent and uphold the fairly tyrannical regime. They are not to be underestimated, and they are not to be. They're to be avoided. We've got to be very careful about those guys.
Man, how useful would Bogador have been in this mission?
Well, the party.
I'm not sure actually.
Will be myself, Namala, Leomir, Mila, and the 5 of you. Leomir, Mila, myself, and Namala will all be acting as representatives of the Elven Bank. We also are trying to. There is a pretense of a trade deal as well. So there might be times where where we are separated. It is likely that if any exhibition matches are requested with the House of Middleton, then Mila will be asked to participate, just to round out their roster, their missing member. Especially considering Mila is the one who has grown closest to you guys.
Well.
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 Well, indeed.
At the very least, she spent the most time with you.
I gave them money and I pay for their food and alcohol. I can't understand why they don't like me.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why either.
That does not surprise me.
So,
that's why.
Unfortunately, we're pretty
Nice.
much working in the dark on this one. Myself and Namala will be. We are going to be in charge of the mission to the extent that, in charge. Let's put it this way: we're going to be taking a strategic advisory role. As the situation changes and opportunities present themselves, we will be advising the best ways to proceed. Neither of us are particularly accomplished warriors or assassins, so it'll have to come down to the 7 of you. He gestures, including Leomir, to find and strike the opportunity. It is worth noting that if a opportunity does not arise during our stay, we will not be taking anything less than a pretty guaranteed shot.
Just a simple question: has the king? We're assassinating the king, right?
Yes. Well, the emperor. Yes.
The emperor. Was he ever like in the front line? Was he a Is he a warrior in a sense? Is he?
So. There's a lot of rumors, speculations, and theories surrounding the lineage of the Frisian emperors. It's an odd country. It's a very odd country. It's a very odd royal family. They've never been pleasant. They've always been difficult when it comes to negotiations. And it's taken a lot of painstaking diplomacy to kind of reach the general truce that we're at now, which of course comes mostly at the expense of Harvan. The emperor himself is old. We believe that he probably has no more than 20 years left anyway, which is probably resulting in why he's getting increasingly agitated and confrontational at the borders. He is not a fighter, to the best of our abilities, best of our knowledge at least. He is surrounded by very capable fighters, however.
Well, just needed to know.
Yeah.
So we need to get him away from the fighters.
Well, yeah, we're going to be trying to find and exploit any opportunity we can. Like anything, whether it be, an arrow to the back of the neck, poison, an accident, a chandelier falling, whatever it might be. We're going to look for
I did
opportunities.
learn a new trick.
Wait, so what race is the guy?
It's a human. It's a human.
How tall is he?
We actually are not entirely sure, but he is an
Is he
80-year-old human.
Anywhere close to 3'2"?
Much higher.
Do we happen to know if he has a thing for the ladies, shall we say?
We don't have anything on record. The thing is we're going to be the first thing. The first thing.
Dusty, have I got a job for you?
The first thing we'll be doing once we're inside the palace is gathering as much information as possible and meeting with the prince. We're expecting the prince.
If you can get me to a high-table dinner and sit me next to the emperor, I may have a shot at trying to lure him away from his gods.
We will see if that's a possibility. It certainly might be the key.
I have something I could give you actually. Perhaps.
Oh God, that's your. Yeah.
Again, we have to stress, it is really important we make this look like an accident.
Oh, of course.
It is not the end of the world. Let's put it this way, if getting caught in the middle of a political assassination was absolutely out of the question, we wouldn't be going on this mission. The worst case scenario, if we get caught, is that war breaks out. However, that is a very possible reality as it is. So we're seeing this mission as somewhat of an opportunity. But if we get caught, not only is escaping going to be incredibly difficult, but it's also going to make it all for nothing anyway.
But a heart attack would be fine?
Heart attack would be very fine. Yeah,
That's-
if we can make it look like natural causes, that would be brilliant.
That's my plan. That's my plan. I'm going to need some kind of poison, slow-releasing poison.
We will be... that is something we have to discuss, is what we want to take with us. It is very, very likely that our procession will be, or our convoy, whatever, will be thoroughly inspected at both borders. The borders
How
of
much?
Harvard and
How
the border
much?
of Rice.
How much time do we have before we go?
We'll be leaving in the next couple of days.
Got a few days of testing, yeah.
If we were to carry poison with us, I think the best method would be to stash several very innocuous ingredients together with cooking supplies. Things that are not potent on their own, but combined can make some kind of poison.
Dusty.
Or alternatively, alternatively, we can gather and find poisons in the field.
Right, can we just stash it in the bag of holding?
The bag of holding and any kind of extra dimensional storage will all be searched.
I mean, how would they search it?
There are ways. There are ways. You can force a bag of holding to empty. So that is a very good point. You probably want to get anything. You probably want to.
So,
oh man, you guys would be shipped straight off to the gulag.
Guys, I have an option. So I learned a new way of doing spells, and I would be able to maybe do mental prison on him. Mental prison. Mental prison. It's a spell.
Oh.
Is that like a prison of mind?
Well, it would do a lot of psychic damage to him. So not physical. It's not physical.
I have a very similar spell.
Which, because I don't say anything, would just look like I'm just concentrating, I guess. But that's an option.
Well, I would want to throw this out there. I have certain spells that are very similar to yours, Wizard. My intention would be to try and lead him to bed, through which I have various methods of doing so. Make it sound like we're having the time of our lives, slip him the poison, and that could be us. That could be the mission done.
You would be very much a suspect in that case.
Yeah.
I think that might be difficult.
See, spells don't.
To talk your
Oh,
way out
that's
of.
why-
Even if it was death by natural causes, you would still be the whore that fucked the Emperor to death.
See, here's the thing. The way I cast
Think of
this,
that.
Getting you home would be difficult.
the way I would cast a spell would not leave magical trace.
We have an entire journey to discuss these things.
Yeah.
So we will be teleporting to a town on the border of Haven, where we will be meeting up with an escort, a Frisian escort, which will escort us through Haven, through Thrice to the capital. It will most likely be a month-long trip.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I thought we were
it's-
teleporting to like the just close enough to the border.
We're teleporting to our border, teleporting
Yeah.
within their borders.
Yeah,
is
I
something we
know.
could-
Yeah.
It is not something we could agree on, and of course, Frisians, the Frisian regime considers Haven to be within their borders.
Yeah.
We will most likely see a lot of injustice, poverty, and strife through our journey through Haven. It is very important that you try to turn a blind eye to as much of it as possible. We cannot be actively seen as supporting the Haven cause or sympathizing with it, as that would be considered offensive, and we might have our invitation to the capital revoked. That
It's
might be
okay.
difficult.
I love poverty.
That might be difficult. That is something I need to warn you all of in advance, so you can steel yourselves and prepare for it.
Okay. It's okay. I'll just make jokes in my head.
Sadly, there's an awful lot about the struggles in Haven that never makes it to the ears of the Midrealm population. Well, that is about it. Sadly, it's not like us usually to embark on such an incredibly important mission with so little information, but that's unfortunately the reality of dealing with a mission this deep in the heart of Thrice. Myself and Namala are quite possibly the two most experienced and capable agents that can be issued by the bank. Yourselves are all very accomplished and capable fighters. We think this mission is absolutely doable, but we're going to have to exercise extreme caution. Worst case scenario, we need to hold off for a minute while Asmodean prepares a teleportation circle to get us out of there.
Oh God. Make sure I have the materials for that.
Yes,
And the
make
spell
sure
slot.
make sure you have that available, because I'm going to be perfectly honest. If we lose Asmodean, or if Asmodean is not capable of teleporting us out, escaping the capital might be near impossible. It would require a miracle.
We can.
I reckon I could do it.
Anyway, is there any questions?
Can we take any? Can I take like dust of sneezing with me?
I mean,
it appears to be dust of disappear.
That's probably even worse.
Look, basically just don't carry really suspicious stuff like poisons or You know,
Or
anything
Weapons. What happens with weapons?
Weapons is of course permissible.
What
They would
about
be-
bodies?
Well,
You still haven't gotten rid of them?
I am not going to ask, but please don't bring bodies.
What is wrong with you people?
We are preserving them.
Amila's just got this like utter look of distraughtness on her face. She's in absolute disbelief.
Okay.
Why?
Why? They're not
Well,
going to use them.
we still want to use. We still want to ask them questions. I just don't know the
Why have you
language.
waited? It was 2 weeks ago.
I can't learn a language that fast. I'm sorry. I don't have the books for it.
Why didn't you get an interpreter?
He's clever,
The-
but he's not that clever.
do you know an interpreter
I
for
didn't get the
undercommon?
options. I didn't get
You
the
can
options.
hire an interpreter or a translator like that inside the capital. There's at least
Well,
one person here for
here's
every
the
language. that's
question.
spoken.
I guess if we could do that, we could hire one of them. But it might creep out if we ask them to talk to a dead person.
Pay that person enough, they will know to keep shut.
Asmoleon, can we get Jesse?
Jesse?
Who's Jesse?
Drow.
B-team.
B-team.
I know
Oh,
who
yeah.
he was, but he's from the Shadow Cartel.
Yeah, true.
He was.
He is. You never leave the shadow country.
I love that.
We should genuinely talk to him.
Yeah.
I think that's a
well, here's the thing. Shady people, we're trying to figure out more about other shady people. Would be. They might be
fine.
working
He
together with the
trusts
other
us.
shady people.
He trusts us completely.
No, I don't trust him.
Can
That's
you
not-
have
I
this
trust him.
conversation away from the Marla? For goodness sake.
Why?
Yeah.
Surely this is a private matter you don't want other people finding out about.
They don't care.
Oh, trust me, they care.
Well, I can just talk to a translator, ask her all the things we need to ask them, and then maybe I can, maybe learn the language from them.
I'll speak to my father's accountant and see if he can hook us up with somebody who can speak whatever language it is that you seek, but for goodness sake, try not to talk about it in public.
This isn't public. What are you talking about? This is like the least public possible.
These are still members of the public who don't know that you have dead bodies inside your bag of holding.
They do now.
Well, you're the one making a fuss over it,
You
telling
told
everyone.
them.
Because it's weird, that's why.
So?
Stop making a fuss over it, and then nobody. will
Yeah,
find
I
out.
thought we'd established that we're all weird.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course,
Mila,
weird,
you
but
established.
not keeping a dead body in a bag for 2 weeks kind of weird.
I mean,
You
I've
gotta
got rings
let
on.
some shit go, man. Like,
I've got rings on that I can never take off.
That is the least of my concern. If anything, that amuses me. This is something entirely different.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Fine.
I think we've established we shouldn't bring them along.
I will speak to my father's accountant and I will see if I can get you a translator. If you promise me you'll have those bodies gone and in a way where nobody can find them.
We can't
The other bag
promise
of
you.
holding.
We can't promise
Not
you.
inside the bag of holding.
Do we even need to bring the bag of holding? We can still have them in the bag of holding.
I can put them under stone. I can put them in the ground for now.
We can just put them in fucking. We can just burn them, but we need to talk to them first.
Let's okay. Okay, we either talk to Jesse, or if Mila can find us someone who knows Undercommon.
Well, let's just finish this conversation first, and then I think we're already done at this point.
Okay, but can we keep using the room afterwards? Because it's a
You
good
can
private
come to
room.
my hotel room. There's plenty of privacy there, but for God's sake.
Yeah. So you want us to take our bodies out in your 5-star?
We're doing
That
it
is
now,
completely
or-
fine.
Okay,
My-
good to know.
Oh.
Good to
The
know.
people at the hotel that I'm staying in, no discretion, and my father pays them very well, so don't worry
It's
about
gonna be
privacy.
gonna be really gooey.
Yeah. Well, a little bit. Just a little
Well, I don't know. Open the bag in the bathroom. That's the least of my concerns. Can we please, just for the love of God, not talk about this anymore? I'm starting to get a migraine.
bit. Don't worry. Okay.
Calm
I knew what it was before I even looked.
I actually expected a counterspell there, but it didn't happen. Interesting.
No, I was just taking my time to do it. Don't cast spells on me.
I counterspell the counterspell.
I'll counterspell that counter. Are we doing
No,
this
you
again?
can't.
You can't do it.
Can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
You
She
can't
can
counterspell
use the
a
ring,
counterspell.
but you can't counterspell another one because that's a reaction.
Yeah.
You use your reaction.
I'm gonna blow him off his chair.
No, you're calm.
No,
You
you're
wouldn't do that.
calm. You have to roll to see if you would actually still do it, even if you're calm.
No, he's annoyed me. I'm pushing him off the chair.
Hey, Mila, hit me. I take out my shield. Go on, hit me.
I already did. You're already on the floor.
Anyways, Brooke,
Anyway,
Yeah.
jump in here. Jump in here.
I'm. That's kind of where I think I want to leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Namala needs some time to process the shit.
can we like go to the hotel and end it there?
Yeah,
Just
let's
so
just
we don't forget
let's.
for next time.
Wait, we still have
go
to
to where,
find
sorry?
someone that knows Undercommon.
I mean,
I assume Brooke's got
That's
to
been put on the
take
back
some
burner.
time to prepare for that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to a degree, but also, is that a thread you want to start pulling, like, the day, like, 2 days before you leave town?
Kind of,
It might be
because we
something
wouldn't
you.
get rid of them.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can be
Gotta
dead.
find Bogador.
This is why
How long
Mila's
can
like
they be
really
dead for?
pressing this right now. She does not there and turn the bag upside down, and then 3 bodies fucking come. flying out
How
of it.
long? How long can they have been dead for the spell?
There's no time limit.
I don't think
Yeah, as
there's-
long as the
because you
corpse
can even
is
talk to a
able
skeleton.
speak or has a mouth or something like that.
Yeah, even you can talk to a skeleton even.
I'll still
I
have
could
a
just
marathon
bury
camp
them and
meet
go
on
get
that.
them later.
I don't want to bury them. They might be picked up or something.
Yeah,
I'll
really
put
known
them-
for grave robbers.
Yeah.
You know, marked graves away from fucking civilization.
Can we like ask the guild? Is it like no meat locker or something that we can put?
Just hang them up, waiting.
And you that you are lords of Middleton. You have an entire city with.
Yeah, true. I could teleport there for a second and put it down there. Yeah, true. We have a castle right now, Brooke.
Almost.
The thing.
Do we have a castle? I guess straight up the castle.
Brooke's like, let them figure it out on their own.
Spending it on Boost from Beyond the Grave.
Wait, did we have an extra bag of holding or something?
I have a
Pickle
person.
him.
I think somebody has a haversack.
Haversack.
I guess I'll just walk with Dusty and we'll find a beautiful stone area and we'll just put him under stone.
Are there any like really big gravestones we can put them in?
Well, maybe just like a
Yeah, because that's not
coffin or something.
that's not suspect at all. 2 brand new graves appearing in the middle of Middleton. I was
No.
No, they just go inside.
We're going to like a grave, to like a cemetery, and I'll just put him into
That's a
in like one
terrible
of
idea.
those. You don't want to put him in a
Do that.
what?
Is there a cliff
Just
nearby?
put them in the factory, for God's sake.
We can also just get another bag of holding and just toss it somewhere.
Could. That's really weird.
Well, then I would get a bag of colding. Brooke, can I get a bag of colding somewhere?
Maybe next week.
God damn it!
Let's wrap it up.
I'm kind of done.
You and your fucking corpses have upset
It's been
Brooke now.
done for.
I'm not. No, I literally didn't hear any of that argument. I was playing Darkest Dungeon.
Wow. Okay.
I was spacing out as well.
Anyways, well then.
It really didn't sound like DM critical stuff.
Brooke, make sure. Are you listening, Brooke?
Yeah.
You get a list of potions because I'll be buying a fuck ton of potions, and I want a bag of colding, so get that ready.
Wow.
Colding.
Cool.
Yeah, it's colding. It's a bag of colding. You can't keep stuff cold in that.
Wait, why didn't Bogador know about this? He would have kept all of his booze in there.
Yep. They exist.
Bogador's not that smart.
No, Bogador would want a nice cold drink. If he knew about this bag of colding, he would do. He would combine the two.
Yeah, but he
I
wasn't
guess
that
never heard
smart.
about it.
That's why I'm saying, why didn't nobody tell Bogador about this? I feel like this would have been vital. Hey, Bogador,
Yeah,
you
he
like
would
a nice
have-
cool beer instead of that lukewarm shit.
Well,
He would have literally stopped at nothing.
Bogador
to get
is
that.
not here anymore for some
Bogador's alive.
inexplicable reason, which
great,
makes
now-
me Asmodean very angry.
This is great. This is great because like now Mithrix is finally admitting that Bogador's dead and he's starting to give up. I can hear it in your voice,
Oh, he said
Mithrix.
he's
Don't think I
No,
don't.
no, no. Asmodean will never give up.
Give in to your fears. Bogador is dead.
Nope,
Like you
Bogador's
replied.
not dead.
Do it.
Bogador's not dead.
Do it.
He replied.
You sound like the Emperor.
Execute Order 66.
Asmodean still, if he has a slot, he will be every night before Asmodean goes to bed. He is sending a message to
Wow.
Bogador.
And you're getting the same message back every time. New phone,
No.
who this?
Nope, not getting anything back. But
No,
he still keeps sending.
No, you get something back. It's just a little sound that goes bum 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 bum. Wow. So,
Anyways.
the person you are calling is not available right now. Please leave a message after the tone. Beep.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Bogador, I've tried calling you like 10 times now. You still ain't sent me not so much as a text message back. What's your fucking problem? Where's your civility?
Oh well, we'll never forget the one time he did reply.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah.
before he died.
Anyways.
But after it was disintegrated into ashes. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked to Bogador. We know he's alive, so.
Yeah.
Are you really certain Bogador couldn't get a jar of ash from somewhere or a jar of dirt? Did you even check to see if it was ash? It could have just been dirt.
He jumped off out of the window.
Did I taste it?
Fucking down drunk.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
He's just lying and like he's still in the village we left and like.
Like, can you imagine that? Like after the final boss battle when we kill a god or something like that, and like we go over to I don't know, let's go pay respect to Perk or something like that. You all bugger off like back to Lumber, and then Bogador's in the town square. Blasey's like, "Where did you get off to? I've been waiting like for at least 20 minutes since. How long have you been gone?"
3 years.
Florian, your beard's gotten greyer. How long's it been?
He's practiced.
At that point, Asmodean will actually release one tear.
And
oh god.
Alright, I really have to go to bed. So
Yeah,
see
me
you.
too. I
I'm
need to
gonna
make it
bounce
more.
as well.
Fuck all of you!
Nice to play you
Tomorrow.
again.
Nice to meet you guys.
Bye.
Good to meet you guys again.
Same
Are we-
time next week, yeah.
Are we playing Friday for a catch-up session or?
No,
Yeah.
I'm on Friday.
Oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Tuesdays going forward for the foreseeable future.
Tuesday, yeah, should be.
Cool.
Should be good to go back to Tuesday. Alright, see you guys.
Alright, cool. Take it easy,
Bye.
guys.
Wait.
Thanks for watching.